Here we go. Are we live?
We are live, but just give it a minute for everybody.
Is it working? All right. Can you see who's on there? Can you follow it on the thing? We're having some technical issues, by the way. So we have a Cox here, and our upload speed is very low. So we had to move it over to a phone, believe it or not, that was 5G.
It's windy.
Yeah, you just can't spit in the wind. You lose all your services out here. It's like ridiculous. Yeah, you got to call for help.
Hello, Cox, can I help you? Sorry, it's windy.
It's windy. Yeah, so yeah, it is windy and it got a little cold. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, our infrastructure out here is quite literally almost, well, anyways. This is a positive podcast, sir. We don't want to like knock down.
We keep it good here.
Yeah, we love
all good chatter.
Yeah, all the good stuff. So I guess I don't know. So are we watching? Can I say welcome yet? Is actually anybody is?
People are popping in.
All right, good. Welcome back. Here we go. It's Vegas, and I'm here with my friend Scott Morrow. How you doing, sir?
Always good to see you, buddy.
We've had a fantastic week. Let's just put that out there.
Okay.
A few negatives, but we're gonna focus on the positive stuff.
We always do.
We always want to focus. There's you want negativity. There's a lot of other places to go, but not here. We're all focused on the positive stuff that's going on in Vegas. One of the positive things, before I get to kind of the stories and routines, is we've had a couple weeks where we've been interacting with UNLV, and holy crap, that's a lot of fun. This class especially, very engaged.
I think we have an opportunity to have a world-class class here. This could be my best one.
No, it's everybody. You know, it's like people really curious and asking questions, and they have a plan. Like they have, listen, I want to intern. That's the new thing now. They've got a few casinos. Station just announced their whole intern program.
How hot and heavy is that?
Did you ever roll in that? I saw that.
Oh, no. I wish I could take credit for that.
Right?
But Stations has one of the most incredible internships going on.
Yeah.
Check this out, gang.
Yeah.
Paid internship.
Yeah.
Put you up in the hotel.
Yeah. Good pay.
You're working at Red Rock?
Good
Have
pay.
a room at Red Rock.
Yeah.
And go down to their TDR. And it's a nice TDR.
Who put this together? Do you know?
The executive team.
It's a fantastic. When I read it, I couldn't believe it. The pay is good.
Yeah.
Solid
dough.
for
Really
an internship.
Good. Plus the rotation. See, the best part about it is when you're going to work at either Red Rock, Palace, or Green Valley Ranch.
Yeah.
And there's really great leadership teams at all those places. Yeah. And you're going to get a chance to rotate if you're working in a casino. So not only table games, you're going to get a taste of slots, bingo, keno,
all of it.
Racing sports. It's awesome.
Station has everything.
Here's another good thing they do on Fridays. It's called the Think Tank, and all the students, all the interns go to corporate headquarters, which is a really nice deal, and sit at the big boardroom table, which is a rush just to be in that room.
Wow.
And they get broken down into teams, but they hear a lecture from a high-ranking executive, and they get a lecture from a big-time executive every week, every Friday, and then they get tasked with putting together a project, and they get to do a little teamwork operation, and then they have to present to the leadership team. So it is, in my opinion, the #1 internship in Las Vegas going on right now.
So do you promote students, your students too, to apply
It's open.
to this?
It's open
to everybody.
to the whole country.
Wow.
And even I've got international students that are.
Alex,
that are
I'm gonna need a
applying.
few months off, buddy.
Yeah. Well, good luck with getting
I know,
in
right?
because
They're
there's
lining up.
there's a couple hundred apps for like 15 spots.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's probably just the
My
beginning.
phone's ringing off. Mr. Morrow, can I use you for a
I know.
reference? I gotta let you know you're about number 20 on the list.
Really?
But yeah, you can.
Wow, good.
Yeah. But
No,
I'm
fantastic.
just hoping a couple of UNLV students get to make the cut.
Oh, I'm sure. That's got to be a thing. Homegrown, you know.
Stations recognize talent.
No, they know talent. They're in. They're in for the win.
Another good chatter.
More good chatter.
More good chatter. UNLV again ranked number 2 in the world. Number 2 in the world behind the Switzerland
Really?
program. Yeah.
For hospitality?
Hospitality in the world. Number 1 in America.
Yeah, #1 in
So
America.
UNLV #1 in America. CEG #1 in America. That's why we do
Thank you, sir. I
business.
appreciate that.
That's how we do business.
That is how we do business. UNLV, it's fantastic. I've been finally getting around to see like how everything's installed. Go ahead.
It's all about Hospitality Hall, the new building.
No,
how cool is that?
Yeah, no, so you have your class there is there, and it was so cool to see like they've really made that. They have like a professional golf retail. I mean, they train you on all that frontline stuff. It's
PGA golf
fantastic.
program.
PGA golf
Be a
program.
PGA golf pro. Yeah.
Yeah,
on the
everything.
square. So, it's the department is RGG, Resorts, Gaming, and Golf.
Mhm.
And, we're world famous for our resort programs, and we're getting an integrated resort concentration gang if you're interested in that. But the gaming concentration is what I'm really fired up about. That's why they brought me on board to work with the existing gaming crew and put it together. So, and we got a really incredible gift from the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians in California.
Oh, really?
And,
They've been doing great, by the way. That casino's been fired up.
well, let me tell you what, they laid $9 million on UNLV. $2 million went to the law school. $7 million went to Hospitality Hall.
Wow.
And they're asking us to produce online content, not just to deliver to their tribe, but they want to be the generous leader, and they want to pass it out to all the other tribes in the country. But they came to us to build the content. We're actually actively working on it now.
That's fantastic. We had a few of their dealers come out here to refresh, and a few they had scheduled auditions, but they were still hiring in the middle of the pandemic. They were doing
Yeah.
great.
I remember
So,
sending you guys an email.
Yeah.
I was coming home. I was in Riverside and real close to my friend's house, and on the billboard, we're hiring.
yeah. So the school shut down in California, but we were still at 25%. So we had a few slots. So we had, I think, 4, and they literally came out here. They one couple had already paid in California, but then the school shut down, so they couldn't actually learn the games. And these were break-ins. So they came out to California, rented a place here, and fast-tracked. Like they were only here for like 3 weeks, and then back to San Manuel to audition. And as far as I know, they got hired. So that's good.
Great.
Yeah, it's great. We love the Indian casinos. I know that they're always kind of pushing the envelope because they can. They're allowed a little more flexibility in some cases. Because they have control over their market, basically, right?
Yeah. I
So-
mean, once their community members all have
Yeah.
a job,
Yep.
then they open it up.
Yeah, that's the thing. All right, so what else? What else do you have going on? We're gonna get to our stories now. Are we going? Are we live? Is this thing working? I gotta click on it.
I can feel the vibe.
Look at, I got no hat on, buddy. I got more hair than most people think. Just so you know, okay? I want to put that out there. All right, just so you know. I'm a lot taller and thinner too, by the way. Just so you know. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not get crazy. Dennis is like, hey, okay. So where are we at? Is this thing working?
Yeah, we got
Can we keep going? All right, so here's what's going to happen. Because we're doing this on the phone and not using all the other equipment, you won't be able to see a lot of the visuals, at least those people on the live program right now. However, we're recording this, and then when we put it up onto, when we publish this, then it'll have everything, because we're recording it, and Dennis is working on that. So for that purpose, we'll hopefully we'll get this resolved eventually. If not here, we're moving this whole thing to Casino Quest, by the way.
Can't wait.
So we're converting about a whole area within there. You'll be able to stop by and watch us film. We're going to be doing all this live in front of an audience and
On the air.
On the air, literally, we're going to have an on-air thing.
Alex gave me the tour this
Yeah.
week. I was over there.
So we have these did you see those couches? We have these outrageously
The purple
couches. We're going to have it's not the green room anymore. It's the purple room.
Yeah.
And we have these outrageous couches that Carla with Get found for us, and they're tremendous. They're like these old school, like very casino-y, VIP couch.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How about the
fantastic.
chandelier? Let's talk
And,
chandeliers.
we have one of the chandelier from the old Sahara.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The rumor is that Bill Bennett picked those out, which we have to assume Bill Bennett picked everything out from back in the day, right?
He was
Because
the
that was kind of his thing.
He was writing the checks.
He was writing the checks. So one way or another, it either got paid by him or paid. But interestingly, if you remember the Sahara back in the day, it had a very impressive, just big pit. It was reminiscent. The dunes had sort of a subdued pit as well, but that took up the whole building. That was the whole point of a casino back then. Nowadays, you walk in and you go into like an aria. You go through like an atrium and a hallway, and there's all this architecture leading into the casino eventually, right?
How about the dunes with the step down?
No, the step
sunken
down,
baccarat?
the sunken. Oh,
How cool was that?
dude, I still remember. I have a picture of the dunes. I still remember the lattice ceilings. The ceilings were this wood sort of it looked like a pretzel type of thing. They were this latticed ceiling, and it was so modern at the time. It was sort of Art Deco even for then. You got to remember, like the dunes has been gone for a while, but the pit was so impressive. Bally's for me also. back in the day when it was black and gold, they've since sort of brightened it up a little bit, but I love that sort of old school feel.
Yeah.
The black with the brass. The Riviera had the same kind of tones, but you walk into the Bally's, and again, you step down into the pit, and you enter. It's like you're stepping away. It's this whole fantasy land of casino action and noise and dealer alerts and cues, and it was just tremendous. I love the dunes. I tried. 4 months before they imploded the place, I went there for an audition. And I passed my audition, and the guy's like, I feel like I got to tell you, we're probably going to blow this place up pretty soon. I don't know if it was exactly 4, but they were closing, and then there was going to be, and I'm like, really, man, because I'd always wanted that. I had always wanted to work at a very classic, even though I started the gate. That's as classic as it gets, right? Because
Fun fact about the dunes:
yeah,
way back in the day,
yeah.
that's where they started the first World Series of Poker.
Oh,
Really?
really?
The first World Series of Poker
Wow.
before the Binion family owned it
Okay.
was in the lobby of the dunes.
Wow, I
Then
didn't know that.
Then it moved to the Golden Nugget.
Wow, Brunson, huh? That was the guy. Didn't he
He
win the
w-
first one?
Oh, no, Johnny Moss.
Oh, really?
Johnny Moss, he won a silver cup.
Oh, really? A
Yeah.
silver cup? That's it?
Silver cup. He had
Oh,
to take
man.
it to the pawn shop to get cashed out.
Really?
But
I
no,
mean,
but Johnny Moss won. He actually won twice, back to back. 37,000 the second year.
Wow. I met the Hawk guy that won in like '98. He was still a big player out here. He was playing like big slots at the Cosmo. But so I'd always wanted to work at like a Riviera, at Dunes. I'd always try to get into the Trop. I didn't have the best luck. Ultimately I went to the Rio, which is more of a modern, at the time, it was a modern casino.
Yeah, a lot of my friends that worked at the Mirage when they came over from the Trop. Trop was a really great job back
Oh,
in
it's
the
a
day.
fantastic job.
Really great job. I've got
Yeah.
a lot of friends that worked at the Trop and made a ton of money.
It was a sleeper because it had a small number of dealers, a really small pit.
I don't know
relatively
how it could
speaking.
be a sleeper with that address, though. It's got the best address
Yeah,
in the world.
but
isn't
it had its like.
Look at that address.
I know it is a
That
great.
corner.
That corner,
God,
no.
How can you miss there?
I mean, but it really did have a small pit. It really didn't have a lot of deals. That
Well,
was
that's the key to victory, right?
They kept it
How many
small.
ways?
How many ways?
How
Dude.
many ways?
When I was at the when I was downtown before the D, it was the Fitz. We had 14 dealers on Graveyard. I mean, anybody drops anything, and you guys, it's a score.
I remember when I first got to town, I was on Graveyard at the Nugget. We went 30 ways.
Wow, at the Nugget.
30 ways at
Oh
the
my
Nugget on Graveyard.
God,
Yeah,
was
it
money.
some really, really special nights.
Yeah, no, I bet. All right, that's why. Well, that's why Caesar's Palace Court Baccarat was scored because they had what 6 people. You know what I mean for the whole shift. The guy drops.
No, well, they the way they would do it, it was like Caesars and the Desert Inn.
Mm-hmm.
There would be like 20 to 25 baccarat dealers, plus plus certain supervisors and stuff like that, and you're in all week 24/7.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can't miss.
You can't miss because
Yeah.
God, imagine
You're on
that you
vacation.
missed a one day.
You're on vacation. You're making crazy money.
Yeah, crazy money.
Yeah, I mean, because they could set up their own
Yeah.
toke rules.
Dude, fantastic money.
Oh, crazy!
It's like ridiculous.
One of
money.
my best friends was in with the Desert Inn, and I really, when you get your next program going, we're going to bring Danny in and talk some. But he had some incredible stories over at the Desert Inn and poker stuff that he does now. So.
We should introduce that. So one of the things we're going to do over at the new space. Segue.
Come on,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm here for you.
We're going to have a regular scheduled Vegas influencers, and we're going to invite all the key people in the industry. So we have a line on quite a few VPs, casino managers, table game directors, and not just from Vegas, other markets as well.
Yeah.
We talked to a lot of people at Penn Gaming. We have some friends at Blackhawk. We have quite a few people across the country, even Japan.
Yeah. Well,
South Korea.
when you were running it down for me, I started reaching out, and so I got a couple guys chomping at the bit to come in to talk to you.
We're ready, and we're gonna keep it positive. We're gonna keep it
On
fun.
the air.
On the air. you guys are gonna want to come down just to sit on the couch. I mean, the couch is.
You got to get a
fantastic.
popcorn machine.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, that'd be great. Just keep the oil off the furniture, okay?
Yeah.
Someone tried to sit on that. I was so afraid.
Did someone try to sit on the couch?
Someone tried to sit on the couch, but we got to
Carlos
break
gonna
it in.
go
Carlos,
crazy.
we have it stanchioned off. You can't sit on the
Yeah,
couch.
stanchion.
It's like crust
Purple
velvet.
stanchions.
Purple stanchions. That's next.
Imagine that.
That would be good. Oh, they're out.
They're there.
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw
they're
them.
there. Oh, we do have
It's
them?
there, yeah. Alex must have
Fantastic.
found them.
No, okay, ready? All right,
Go.
here we go. We got here's some good news. Ready? We got this is going to be the Vegas. We're going to build this as a Vegas comeback episode.
Okay.
Because that's like everything in the news. It's either really negative or it's about all the positive things that are going on in Vegas. So
Tough to sell positive, gang. I don't get it. It's just I don't
Yeah.
understand why it's so hard to sell positive. But
dude, this
you
is
know,
where
when you put out positive, you get it back. When you put out buzzkill, you're gonna
yeah.
get buzzkill back.
I used to avoid news.
I don't
but
watch
have
it
to,
anymore.
I mean, it's tough. It's a tough
I took
sell.
Facebook off my phone.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just tired of all the negative
negativity
chatter.
and the drama.
Oh, yeah. It's just I just want to hear about good stuff.
So here's
That's
a good
why
stuff.
I come hang out with you, man.
That's it.
Tell us about what's going on.
So festivals are coming back.
Yeah.
So Life is Beautiful is back. A real popular festival
Sticky got his tickets.
with a lot of songs. So here it is.
Yeah,
We're referring back to. Okay, you can't see this guys on the stream. So, but for those of you later, there was a picture of the big music festival. And really, everything is coming back. So here, it's September 17th to 19th. Those of you who have missed out on like EDC and a few of the other big, Life is Beautiful is back as planned. There also the Downtown Rock Festival is back on the Fremont Street Experience May through October. And here's interesting. They brought back like bands that nobody's heard of. So like Men Without Hats actually played, the Tubes, like all these different rock bands from like.
Yeah.
That
the 80s.
The 80s.
The 80s. The
70s.
the worst time ever for music. I had to grow up through that. Thank God for Springsteen.
But like, yes,
Oh
thank
my
God for
God.
Springsteen. But if you like a lot of these quirky bands from
Yeah.
back in the day that had hits, I mean,
Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah, I mean, the downtown is great at getting these.
Oh
I
no,
couldn't believe
they're
it.
awesome.
I was literally walking downtown and there was like the Tubes on stage. I'm like, no way. You know what I mean?
I saw a great show at the Westgate the other night.
Oh, really?
Sam Riddle, country act,
Okay.
top shelf, great guy.
Really?
Yeah, does like the Southern rock, the Skinner type stuff.
That's an acquired taste, sir.
Yeah.
Country music.
Yeah, well, my wife loves it.
Really?
And Sam is just great. Well,
Mhm.
they were the first live band to come back and play
Oh,
a show.
really?
Yeah.
Here in Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to see it Saturday night. Really great
all
show.
all the chatter, by the way, for Vegas in the near future is fantastic. I think Vegas is going to recover. We're
We're
going to
back,
get to
baby.
that. We are back.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be bigger than what most people think.
All we need
and
to
it's
do
going
is
to be
start
faster
booking
than
some
most people think.
booking some conventions, and we'll be off to the
Mark
races.
my words. Hey, I was right about the Super Bowl, dude. I called that. Just so you know. Listen, I had my buddy Mike, expert in sports, been a sports like better forever, ever. I was like, listen, you got to go with destiny, man. And really, the people are piling up. The highway's busy. Anyways, we'll talk there. All right. So next up, Vegas, the big destination. So they've interviewed a whole bunch of people, especially like the convention center has been kind of going out there and feeling out, okay, what's the demand? What are people waiting for? Because people are talking about all this pent up demand and whether this is true, right? So they've interacted. There's a guy there's an article, we bring it up here, you can't see it, where they talk to this sort of AAA supervisor, and he's talking about how demand for Vegas is sort of through the roof in all 7 regions. Number one destination right now is Vegas. Because here you could drive here, it's pretty close, you
Sure.
want to get out of town. And
Reno's getting some steam.
Reno too is getting action. Sure, if you're up in northern, or you're up in San Francisco, Central
Yeah.
California, you can drive in. Reno's doing well. So what we hear is there's a lot of companies now that are lining up for convention space. A lot of interest in the hotels. We have sit down now with several hotels who have told us that come September especially, a lot of these businesses feel like at least by then we should be past, and we're taking the bookings. We're happy to take it and say, listen, we hope so too. God, if something goes south, obviously we'll have to cut it out. But for the most part, you're gonna have to stand in line. You better get your reservation in quick, assuming that you want, because businesses, it's about a culture. We have a culture. When we have our staff here working together, it's so much more productive. I got to tell you. I mean, there's certain things you can do from home. You know what I mean? But there's
Yeah.
certain things that just take away from that experience. And if you're in a position of leadership or you have a company, you really want to come to Vegas, dude. You know what I mean? You want your team here. You want to eat some good food. You want to create an environment for them.
Look at last week when you guys came to do the Craps lecture,
Yep.
the Craps lab at UNLV.
Yeah.
Being there, hands on, students loved it.
Mhm.
I had students from my online class call me up. Can we come to the live lab? It's really pretty cool.
Dude, I had a lot of fun.
You guys
really
are the
love
best, man. Really.
I can't tell you how much that is. It's so exciting to see someone actually raise their hand and
Yeah.
ask a question. That's exciting, really, because then it kind of validates what you're talking about, right? Because you wonder.
How about we had to put Alex in for adjunct professor?
We need that. My mother needs
Special
that.
guest.
My mother needs that.
Special guest lecture.
Just scribble it on anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll just throw that to my mother.
I got to make you a card, man.
Yeah, we got to have a card. Adjunct professor. One of these days, we want to raise so much money, give it away to UNLV and get that, like, you know, that doctorate or the honorary degree, not doctorate. We don't need a doctorate. Just anything, whatever we can get. Be fantastic. All right.
I'll be there to accept it.
Accepting for Mr. No. All right. Okay, so yeah, number one, number two, popular destination. So those people who are traveling are choosing to come to Las Vegas for obvious reasons. I mean, Vegas is opening up. So, you know, casinos are active. Restaurants are coming back. Shows are coming back. Everything is sort
They
of coming
had 2,500 folks let them into the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Tickets are crazy, but
How much does it cost to
$250
go
a
to?
rattle.
Oh my God! Seriously?
But they let everybody sit downstairs. They space them out.
Okay.
Everybody sits in the lower bowl. 2,500 people.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's a start.
It is a
Just
start.
You got to start someplace.
You got to start.
You can't fill up the arena until you fill up the lower bowl. You know.
Yeah, no. And the vaccination programs are going really well now.
I had my double dose.
I mean, almost everyone I've heard of it. I have an appointment tomorrow. Me and Dennis are going tomorrow morning to get our first dose. I mean, we're good. I don't know anybody now who's sick anymore. The infection rate is really down. Deaths are down. I mean, I think overall, I think we're in a good place.
Let's get rolling, man.
Yeah, let's get moving. All right. So next up is pool season is back, and that's when you know everything is going well.
Yeah.
Because people are gonna have to drop the 30-pound Corona weight, though. That's the thing. It's amazing how many people walk in here who we haven't seen in 9 months, who have literally eaten themselves out of their food stash. Everyone went crazy and bought just loaded up on food, for Corona. I did.
You didn't go toilet paper?
I couldn't find toilet paper. I had to steal some from Casino Quest. Actually, we had an industrial supplier had dropped off this, the mega roll for the industrial use, right?
That's that single ply crap.
Yeah, it is on the big roll, on the big wheel. That we had them over here while we were doing the thing, the big wheels.
Yeah.
And I had to take some of those home. It was unbelievable. They cleared out Sam's Club, everything, big crates. People were backing up trucks and having the pallets of toilet paper. Who needs a pallet of toilet paper? What kind of ass are we talking about? I mean, my God.
That's a lot of coverage.
But I think that a lot of people had all this food, and they're like, well, we don't want to go to waste, so we just might as well eat it.
Oh,
I did that. I gained 30 pounds. I got up over 200 for a minute, just so you know. You?
I don't even want to go there.
I mean, I was eating everything. I was so depressed. I was like tears and food. That was it. I was just solving all my problems with Lucky Charms, dude. Big on the Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Moving on to the next one. What do you think? Pool season. So we got Garden of the Gods Pool Oasis. Caesars. The nice thing about Caesars has an adult-only pool area. I think it's in Neptune.
You got to have those.
Yeah, you got to have those.
You got to
Fantastic.
have those. I mean, I'm all about families, and that's cool.
Yep.
But it can't be everywhere.
Can't be everywhere.
Because the family doesn't want the party guy in the family zone, and the party guy doesn't want to be doing things they shouldn't be doing in front of young children.
The party guy is bringing his girlfriend topless to that pool, though. That's the thing. So they have a topless bathing area, apparently. I've heard great things about it, just so you know.
Okay.
I not for any specific reason, but I'm just putting it out there. Those are the details.
No takeaways.
I've heard positive things.
Good ratings. Yelp is bang.
It's great ratings for that pool.
Good chatter. Okay,
yeah,
good
chatter. I don't know why specifically the ratings are so good. My guess is the topless thing probably doesn't hurt the ratings. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Anyways, but there's a few pools out here, by the way, that offer topless bathing. Because when you go to Europe, there's topless bathing everywhere. I was going to say it's no big
kind of
a natural thing.
Yeah,
here we're more prudish in America about those kinds of things. But Caesars has a pool. There's also they have a Go pool. Pool at Harrah's is opening. There's another pool, Influence. I'm not sure where that is. I have this down here. Just basically all the pools. A Cosmo Pool, which I love, by the way. But it's a much more intimate type of pool. And then, of course, Paris pools. I love the Cosmo Pool, man. Of all the pools I toured back when I was doing all my stats and stuff, the Cosmo Pool, they have that multi-tiered. I guess there's another pool area, more of a private area, but they have this sort of multi-tiered. It's a very intimate pool setting. I can't wait till everything comes back. I'm going to hang out there.
I'm wondering what Virgin's going to do because Hard
Oh.
Rock had a crazy great
They had the beach. They had the whole. Well, Rio had a beach too, but Hard Rock had the rehab. Oh, yeah.
rehab.
So many stories. I was down there a few times. I had all my clothes on though. That's the thing. You can't compete with those young people down there, just like thonging it up. It's not just very intimidating. I was like, I had a friend out there. We actually got VIP. I had a friend who was a security guard, a supervised security guard down there, and he was like, it's good to know people in all sorts of places.
So is Virgin going to make the opening day?
I think so.
25?
I think so. I think the one reason that put Virgin back on the map is they want to. It's a soft opening leading up to all the conventions coming back, and that's really a good sign for Vegas. They see that we're on the return, we're on the mend.
Yeah. The only thing I get nervous about that kind of stuff is you only get one chance to make that great first impression, and if you're not ready to go and you get guests to walk into an area that's not
that's
really,
not perfect.
Yeah,
but it's Virgin. I mean, they could throw so much money at it, right? I don't know. I'm optimistic that it's going to work out.
Mohegan's son going to run the casino.
That's true.
And
yeah, good player.
Hilton in the Hilton's going to run the hotel.
Yeah, manage the hotel. Yeah, another good partner.
Good restaurants.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean,
hey, I'm a big fan of anybody who's got enough fortitude to open up something in Las Vegas. Let's do it. I'm just waiting for you and Alex to open up.
That might be coming, by the way. It's so
what do
weird.
I tell Alex all the time?
Listen, we
OPM.
OPM. So I mean, if that does happen, we'd be there as like mascots or something to that effect. I think we would help. We want to promote. We would love to find a place to kind of just promote and play and bring in fans and have low limit tables and lots of engagement. All about the front line. All about the hospitality.
Value? How about value?
Value.
Let's go back to value.
Yeah, we'd have
we'll go Ellis Island on steroids.
That's it. We'd have like one blind bean counter. That's it. I mean, there's too many of those in Vegas. So we just get rid of the bean counter and throw out some comp books, back old school comp books. Here.
Let's bring back those purple tickets from the Hard Rock.
That's right. So ticket. Oh,
remember those?
No, but I remember I remember everything else. No, purple tickets. What comp tickets?
A couple of my guys were. My great friend Roy Brennan was shift manager on Graveyard. And I'd get off from the Mirage on Friday night. My wife picked me up, and we go roll in and see Roy, and bam, he'd lay a bunch of purple. I never paid for a drink at the Hard Rock. Ever.
Oh, at the Center Bar.
Ever.
The Circle Bar.
Remember that? Did you ever sit there?
Oh, yeah.
Have a conversation. You could hear everybody's conversation with the acoustics and that dome there. Yeah.
In fact, it made it very loud. By the way, if you had a really bad hangover, it wasn't the place to be. That was the one complaint is that I had. It was very, very, very loud.
Yeah.
And
I dealt a couple guest appearances there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. It's
loud.
Dealing dice there. And, trying to listen to.
Really loud.
Oh, man.
But Lucky's, great food, 24 hours. They had that.
AJ's Steakhouse.
And they had the Purple Haze checks, dude. $25 Jimi Hendrix.
Well, they were the first ones to really go with those commemorative checks. How smart was that?
Oh, that was fantastic.
Make a $25 chip, cost you $1.25.
Yeah.
Nobody cashes them in.
No one cashed them in.
No risk.
Kidding me? Who gave up Jimi Hendrix, dude? You won one of those, you put it in your pocket. I went right to the cage. And they were like, no, you got to go to the table. I went to the table. It didn't go well at first. I got out with two $25 checks. I loved it. Oh yeah, I won those two checks. Got the hell out of there. That's all I wanted. I had collected a whole bunch of their glasses. I had like 2 racks of glasses. 24.
Oh,
I was
you
one
lived
of those.
around the corner.
I did. I lived right behind.
So you like stocked yourself.
Oh, yeah.
How many ashtrays do you have?
You know
you
what?
don't even smoke. You had 20 ashtrays.
I didn't have any. My friend had a few ashtrays. Yeah. Do you know that they put out a full-page article asking people to come back, bring those back? I'm literally
How'd
sitting
that work?
That didn't work out too well. I remember getting that. My friend actually put down a paper and he's like, "Listen, they're offering money to bring them back." I'm like, "Oh hell, these are gonna be worth so much money." It was like $10, $5.
Well, they give you $10, then they arrest you for stealing
their
goods.
Because you just walked out. There were the skinny little drink cups, and the glasses. They had etched in there.
They had the logo.
They had the logo on it, and so they were like the old Coke glasses. Remember the old Coke glasses? They were kind of like a little shorter, but they were so collectible.
In my office at UNLV, I've got the ice bowl, the ice bucket.
Oh,
it's glass with the logo.
With the logo, I won one of the metal ones, one of the bronze ones. There, if you hit a Royal there or a Handpay, I think they gave you a bucket with your receipt.
Was that a Kino Handpay?
It was actually a Royal Flush. That's an interesting story. We'll get to that later. I actually had this a woman of the night tried to work me over as I was waiting to get paid for my Royal Flush, but I didn't have any cash on me, so I couldn't help her out. I actually, she was, anyways. Never mind. This is Vegas. Vegas. It's all about Vegas. All right. Oh my God. How many people do we have? People out there? We always ask that. And is the stream okay?
Yeah, it's doing good.
All right, good. All right, ready? So here's some other things. So here's one interesting story I came up with from the convention center. So they've been going out and getting social media influencers to kind of come to Vegas and feature Vegas, which we're already here, so they didn't need to come out and get us. And we love Vegas. We promote Vegas everywhere. But interestingly, the conversation I had was how we used the pandemic to build out. Like, we built an underground tunnel system, right, for transportation. That'll make transportation a lot easier. We also built out the convention center.
The infrastructure project downtown.
Yep, the infrastructure downtown. In fact, some of that is still finishing now. But we built a lot of casinos, a lot of hotels took this opportunity to do like a lot of housework, right? And so now we're really poised. Like, we have convention space and more rooms like nobody's business. If anybody's going to capture this tourism dollar, it's us. I mean, the world over. If you're a company looking to plan for almost anything, anywhere, Vegas is literally like the place to be now. The convention center is literally an amazing spectacle of, like, it's massive. I can't even imagine how many more people it supports. But everybody, we have the Sphere is almost done. The MSG, the Sphere behind that Sands was building. We had all this upgraded convention center space convention space at the Wynn that they added. And then we have a lot of other hotels have added rooms or remodeled.
Going to open up Resorts World.
Resorts World's coming. You got Circa that's done.
Virgin right around the corner.
Right around the corner, exactly, yeah. So, like, we have really taken the time out to kind of build out and become even a bigger destination.
Strategic investment.
So if you think about it, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
All right, so here's the thing. I know we talked about this. Me and you talked about this, and I actually talked about this the last podcast for a second. But so the Venetian sold, so he exited. Or let's say his wife exited, or Sands. They're happy with their Macau properties and their Asian properties.
Super happy.
They're doing great.
The Singapore project just prints money.
Marina
Bay Sands.
Marina Bay Sands looks fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
If you guys ever want an interesting story about the building of a casino and sort of the engineering that had to go that was involved, because it's literally built on water. It's a fantastic. I looked it up in Wikipedia, and then there's a bunch of stories related to that. It's really a good read. But anyways, but here's the thing. This is actually good news for Vegas because, one, it showed that the property was still worth. It wasn't sold at a real big discount. It was sold at a great value.
6.5B.
And I mean, so, everybody got their money. It was a good deal. It wasn't sold that no one thinks that, it wasn't a bargain basement price to get the hell out of Vegas. It was actually like, listen, Vegas is coming back. Yeah. This is what we want. And they took it. And interestingly enough, it's now owned and operated. It's kind of, you have to kind of read the story to see who's involved. There's two companies, Vici and Apollo, and both of them already have stakes in Vegas. So in one of them is much more involved in Caesars properties. Another one actually was involved at Harris before Caesars, this kind of thing. But these are long-term players in Vegas, and then they know the value of the future,
Right.
Or otherwise they wouldn't have made. This isn't someone who's sort of rolling the dice on some new thing, right?
Well, the infrastructure that's over there, because they have the Palazzo and the Venetian, so it really plays like one giant integrated resort, and they have an incredible leadership team over there. Mr. Goldstein, Rob Goldstein, he's been there for a long time. He's the chief operating officer. Well, I'm not clear on the title, but he's the top leader over there, and what I think what Apollo and Vici did was they purchased that leadership team too. A really great friend of mine works there since day one, and actually I got a chance to see the letter that Mr. Goldstein sent out, and they're trying to reassure all the team members that everything's going to be okay. They know a great operation when they see one, and they're going to move forward. I really thought somebody like Hard Rock, they've got the big balance sheet, but after thinking about it, all the remodeling that would have to do, that theme, that Venetian theme.
Right.
If anybody else that came in there,
Right.
other than one of these types of management team type
Mhm.
players, so think about how much money they saved. Keep it the Venetian, keep it the Palazzo. What do you think it would cost to retrofit out just all the signage and all the logos and everything like that? It would be millions and millions of
One
dollars.
big ass guitar you'd need to
Nice.
cover the top of that.
Well, yeah. Plus, but I mean, like, what are you going to do with the
Yeah.
the canal in the front and the canal shops? You know what I mean? Is how are you going to play off of that? But I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be really great. What I think is going to be really great is that you could bet you can definitely believe that the leadership of the Sands is going to make a big expansion somewhere, either in Europe or somewhere in Asia.
Yeah, they're gonna have a big pile of cash to
They're
spend.
fat now.
Maybe Japan, if that's ever a thing.
If they want to get back into that, they can.
Right?
Yeah.
I always
Japan's got to get it with the program, though.
they really do.
They're, they got to get realistic with their tax structure,
Mhm.
and they have to get, we, of course, UNLV, we've got students from Japan. A lot of the students come here
Mhm.
looking to look forward to those projects coming on, but I really don't believe the citizens of Japan really want to see it.
Really?
I think it's the same situation like Hawaii.
Yeah, like Hawaii. Yeah, interesting. So I'm all about the people. When it comes to companies, I don't invest in any company where they can have a great product and a great business, but if they don't have the right people in place, it just doesn't matter. Every single time I do that research, on a stock that I'm interested in buying or a company I'm interested in investing in, I want to see how the leadership, communicates, what the relationship with their team members are. Those are the things that play a role in the decision. I mean, ultimately, it's all about the people.
Nobody. Wynn was pretty strong, but Venetian, when the pandemic hit,
Mhm.
not only did they pay everybody, they paid Tokes.
They paid Tokes. Yeah.
What did you claim for Tokes? Well, that's what you claimed.
got
That's what
everything.
we'll pay you.
Yep.
So, I mean, and that wasn't no 30-day gig. That was the whole time.
Yeah, the whole
As
time.
long as they were down, they paid everybody.
Yep. I think 6 months, actually.
I'm not sure on how long it was, but
Yep.
it was substantial.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
they
you
did.
can't. That's
I
in
think
my
they did as
opinion.
well as they could.
In my opinion,
Mhm.
Sheldon Adelson passing away.
Mhm.
It's a big loss to the industry. Mr. Adelson, in my opinion, is cemented on the Mount Rushmore of gaming operators, owners
Yeah.
for all time. That'd be a really cool topic for you someday. Like,
Oh,
let's
that'd
talk
be great.
about let's do the Mount
Comdex?
Rushmore.
Yeah.
No, but he
All
saw
the
the
legacy
vision.
people.
He-
Yep.
Right, but he was the first guy to really understand it's about the conventions
Mm-hmm.
and that we can make a ton of money selling rooms. It's not all about just grinding it out in the casino.
Mm-hmm.
He brings in Emerald, he grabbed Emerald over from MGM.
Emerald Gassi,
Yeah, he
the
grabbed
cook.
Emerald over
Yeah.
there. Delmonico Steakhouse. He got great restaurants. He had the major shopping going on. It wasn't all about the casino, and
That's
he really made it happen. And those convention guys,
Mm-hmm.
they don't gamble. But what do you think a room costs at the Venetian during Comdex?
It goes up a lot. Yep.
It's not cheap.
No, that's it. He changed sort of the dynamic. The reason why people come to Vegas in
And
some
when
ways.
you take Venetian and Palazzo,
Mm-hmm.
that's 6,000 rooms.
7,000 rooms. 7,000 rooms. It's
There you go.
considered, if you consider it together as a one entity, it's
I
the
would.
largest hotel property in the world in terms of rooms.
Yeah.
If you separate them, then there's a couple that have
So what's
more.
really smart about that? You only need one HR department. You
Yeah.
only need one marketing department.
That's it.
That's the true integration.
Yeah. That's a lot of it really is an amazing story. I mean, going back all those years ago and seeing kind of, gaming sort of shift away, and then, you're adding
Yeah.
the foodie element and
Sure.
all the entertainment,
What about the
everything
clubs?
else. The club scene.
The clubs?
I'll be honest, when I saw Hakkasan built out at the MGM and the investment they made in that, I was curious. I actually, for me at that age, I wasn't a big club going person, and I just didn't see it as being. And amazingly, they recouped their investment. From my understanding, in the first year, even after investing $1 billion.
Yeah. Look at Wynn Beach Club and all that kind of stuff. Marquee. I mean, with these pools coming back,
Yeah.
that's where it's at.
The
David.
clubs are coming next.
Clubs are coming next. It's
Yep.
all going to be back.
No,
I
it's
mean,
all
the
right
shows are just going to get started. It's
Yep.
just a matter of time.
All right, so here's the before we get into kind of our stories and talking
Before you
story
jump,
time. Yes.
Super chat. Can you read that?
Super chat, David Sanatizo, love y'all. See y'all this weekend. Love you, Daddy David. All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I could be a granddad. I am a granddad, just so you know.
Congratulations.
I mean,
knew
I have
that,
been
you told
for,
me.
you know what I mean? It happened, yesterday. Let's get back to the program. I don't know why I brought that up. All right, so bookings are up 20% month over. So everybody talks about sort of the year over year. Screw the year over year. We've been in a flipping pandemic. What do you want? But month over month, 20% increases, which is fantastic. Frontier announced that they're opening up 4 new direct routes. So the planes are actually coming on the air, which is really good news. If you work at like a Mirage or an MGM, anything on the strip, because you need those planes in the air.
They gotta fly here.
You got to fly here. You know, you can, a lot of the downtown places and Austria places, you get a lot of driving traffic.
Yeah.
But you need the planes in the air for Arias and Cosmo. Let's be realistic here, by the way. Cosmo's been doing great all throughout the pandemic. That's still become a center attraction. They have branded that place so fantastically that you just can't stay away. There's the chandelier, the ultra lounges. It has a lot of things that people check off, especially young people. You go in there and there's a lot of energy. There's a little bit of puke on the floor every now and then, but I mean, it really is.
They got great dealers in there.
They do have great dealers.
The dealers that are in there, I get really jazzed when I walk in there because there's a lot of the original dealers that were at Red Rock when I was on the opening team at Red Rock, and I love walking through there and see a lot of old friendly faces in there.
Fantastic. I mean, just so you know, we have a little inside track. I mean, there are days they make $700 in tips. That's not a bad gig if you can get it. I mean, that's the peak of that's the top of the chain here. But Arya's up there. Arya and Cosmo are kind of neck and neck, so to speak. All right, sir. On to any stories. So first, we're gonna do some stories. Are you ready for some stories? Because we got stories, and everybody's always asking for the stories. That's what gets them to sort of. We should have said in the beginning, listen, wait for the stories, and then we'd have like twice as many people here now. They wouldn't have left. By the way, we're putting this out on like the business thing. We've announced this as more of a businessy kind of thing, as opposed to strictly entertainment.
We gotta go business.
We had to go business, dude. I mean, there's only so many, because I don't think we're that funny. That's the problem. So not as entertaining as needed. All right, you ready? Here's what we got. All right, here's what I got for you, sir. I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
All right, sure.
And not that you've ever seen these questions before. These are completely fresh.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. What was your favorite casino ever to work at? And you got to choose one. You got to choose one, because I know what you're going to be like, one casino, favorite casino. Come on. I know what it has to be based on what I know about you. No?
Red Rock.
Red Rock? I
Red
wouldn't have guessed Red Rock.
Red Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you got to
couple
play
reasons.
such a role in opening that. Right?
My best friend Billy Patuski was the director, and he gave me my first real opportunity. And I was on the open. We were working at Red Rock, man, with hard hats and the safety shoes and the goggles, and we were in there laying out the tables and drawing on the floor. I mean, it was awesome. It was my first real taste of doing something. If you're going to put me, the team members that we put together there, the bond that we all had, the incredible success that it was, and still is. I mean, I when I walk in Red Rock today, I feel very, very happy and proud that I was a part of that.
I will say that I have yet to meet a person that did not have Red Rock in one of their, did not have Red Rock in one of their favorites, as like their top 5 kind of thing. Like,
David, when we first opened the doors there, opening night, Sting's playing in the backyard.
Sting?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Ladies and gentlemen, special guest, Sting.
When did Red Rock open?
Oh, gosh. 2005,
okay.
2006.
So pre-Walker days. Go on, sir. I'm just sorry.
No, but I mean, the shows that they had back there. Joe Cocker played there.
Joe Cocker. God, really? Oh, yeah.
He went off.
I love how he sings.
Yeah.
He goes all cray-cray on the...
He was awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
God, I would love to see him.
There was a lot of great things that happened there. And like I said, opening night, quick story.
Go. Yeah, this is story time.
This is
Sticky,
story time. Is this story
dude.
time?
This is story time.
All right, so opening night. Andre Agassi rolls in. He lives right around the corner.
He does.
He comes in with his awesome, talented wife, Steffi Graf. I'm in the pit. I watched this
Mhm.
whole thing happen.
Mhm.
This is on the square.
Mhm.
Marker, 25,000. Takes 25,000. He's a pretty decent blackjack player.
Mhm.
Boom, 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 boom. For
Mhm.
about an hour,
Mhm.
he wins 25,000. Redemption. I handled the transaction. I'm right there. It's how nuts it was. I'm shift manager. I'm handling his buyback.
Yeah.
Right? He buys back 25,000. I give him his marker back. Thanks very much. Really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping. He goes, "This is for the dealers. Good luck for your opening." All 25,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. On the
Wow.
square.
Wow, amazing.
Like, welcome to Red Rock. Here we go, baby. It was on after that.
By the way, there's
And
another.
then the chatter just ran throughout the whole
Oh,
casino.
There's not one negative story about Andrew Agassi. He's done a
He's
lot for Vegas.
unbelievable, man.
He has raised.
The charter schools that he does.
It's amazing, man.
His
He's raised a ton of
yeah.
money for
Oh,
Vegas.
he's unreal.
And
He's
he is
great.
focused. 'Cause he is literally a local. He is focused on Vegas and Vegas education.
His
and
father,
kids.
his father's job
Yep.
was. His father was Mater D at the real MGM.
Wow.
Yeah, back in
original,
the day,
back in the day,
where there's no
Where there's
ticket.
Bally's now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
before
no.
MGM. That
yeah,
MGM.
yeah,
The
yeah,
real
yeah.
MGM,
He was the Mater D at the MGM
Wow.
when it was all open seating. So like if you wanted
Oh.
to have the monster seat, you
Oh.
had to lay off to Andre's dad.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
paid for a lot of tennis
I
lessons.
have never. I've heard about him like guilt tripping those damn celebrities into like raising money for great causes, which is fantastic. I mean, really pushing the
Yeah,
envelope.
he's top shelf.
Dude, amazing. I
Top
love
shelf.
watching him play. By the way, I'm a big tennis fan, and so I've followed tennis ever since he played.
When he won Wimbledon the first
Yeah.
time,
Yep.
Mr. Wynn sent the Mirage jet to pick him up and bring him back.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
came
mean,
back to the Mirage, and the Mirage was we were just open there.
Yeah.
We were only open for a cup of coffee, and here comes Andre comes in with the hardware.
He was the ultimate scrapper. I mean, he would scrap for every point. He's reminiscent. So, but Nadal on the current tour, it plays a little bit like he's a scrapper. I mean, he just runs after every flipping ball, and that's why he made a comeback even in his 30s. I mean, he was fantastic. He got back to number one. I mean, he did some amazing stuff. I mean, just when you counted him out, because he was a scrapper. I mean, a tremendous player. But anyways,
He's a great representative of Las Vegas.
no, fantastic. It's so great to see someone like that.
Yes,
yeah,
it
no,
is.
that's
What else you
amazing.
got?
All right, ready? Best EDR, sir. Now, EDR is an employee dining room.
That's easy.
Really? Best EDR?
Not even close. The
Red Rock?
Mirage back in the day.
Oh, that's got
when the Mirage opened up.
100%.
It was called the Strip Joint.
Yep.
Mr.
I believe
Wynn was
that.
down there a
No,
lot.
I believe that.
Everybody ate down there. I mean, it was really, really good. It was so good. How good was it? It was so good that we were allowed to bring a guest once a month.
Wow.
How
really?
cool is that?
That's cool.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, incredible. And they went really strong to try to make it healthy too.
Best EDR for me, the Rio.
Ooh.
Even people at like Ari and Cosmo will tell you to this day, back when Marnell, we had leftovers from like the
Yeah.
seafood buffet and
Right,
the carnival buffet. It was
Tell
so
them
fantastic.
about like the leftovers coming back with the from the conventions and
Dude,
the,
I
and
mean,
the
Marnell
banquets.
was key about like making that EDR. So he was all about sort of when you were there, you had that experience because his thing was feeling like if you as a dealer or an employee there just had that positivity, it would just runneth over with your customers.
What do you think? How do you think he got that idea?
Did
He
you give-
built the Mirage.
Oh, he did build the rod.
He
That's
was
right.
he was the
guy.
contractor for the Mirage.
Dude,
I mean, I
fantastic.
remember I was in town, I was working at the Nugget, and they were doing, the Mirage was going to open any day now. And they were doing an interview with Mr. Wynn outside. And someone says, "What's your favorite part of the Mirage?" Mr. Wynn says, "The team member dining room, the EDR, the strip joint."
Yeah.
And he went into it just for all those reasons.
And legendary. Every property he opened, the dealers would be like, dude, the EDR is tremendous. Everywhere, wherever you go, he was all about just having that experience.
The strip joint at the Mirage for a guy like me coming into town, that was A plus, man.
I couldn't believe it because I'm not exactly sure which casino. I think I was at the Santa Fe right before either the Santa Fe or the IP, both of which I was there. I was at the Santa Fe when Sue Loudon owned the place before Stagey Casinos had owned it. And let me tell you, not the same experience that Stagey Casinos came in and probably cleaned that place up. Not to say that Sue Loudon was really cheap or,
What are you
but
trying to say,
I know. I'm trying to say it was a little different experience. That's all I can tell you. I mean, Nevada Nichols hit, and that woman had to be literally on site to make sure it went. I mean,
It was on the square.
I was on the square. Nevada Nichols, okay? Not like, it was tremendous. Anyways, but the Rio EDR, you could put it in order and have it up at a time.
Time orders.
Time orders. They
Time
knew you were
orders.
a dealer. And there it
Yeah.
was, dude. Right as you got
I'll
off
be
your
back.
ship.
I'll be back in
Yep.
47 minutes.
You gave the guy a $5 bill,
Oh,
whatever it was. We were making great money back
Yeah.
then.
they were pretty strict over there. No tipping.
Oh,
in
we
the strip
tipped.
joint. Yeah.
No, we tipped. Yeah, maybe, but love that. Okay, ready? Here's what we gotta do. You don't have to say the name. I'm gonna say my name because my guy's dead. Worst player story. Worst player. Who's your worst player? You don't have to say a name. I understand. You don't want to but who's your worst player ever?
Lenny Dykstra.
Just really?
Yeah.
Okay, how was that? Why was that?
Why?
Mhm.
For a couple of reasons. First, I'm a big Phillies fan, and the Phillies just lost a heartbreaking World Series to Toronto. And if they would have won, Dykstra would have been the MVP.
Mhm.
And I was emotionally crushed watching that World Series. And then here he comes, Lenny Dykstra comes rolling into the Mirage Baccarat room, and now I'm lit up like a Christmas tree. It was unbelievable. And here he comes, and it's my game, and here we go, and I get a chance. How you doing? I get to introduce myself to him, and everything. Sit down in the chair, and my man was out there. He was partied up. And partied up. So he's got the shoe, winner, great, winner. He plays 5-6 hands in a row, finally loses. Bam, he punches the top of the shoe. Cards go everywhere. He was just an orangutan. He was just totally out of line.
Orangutan.
And the worst part about it was all my boys were yeah, there's your boy Lenny Dykstra, comes in and embarrasses everybody in the
Wow.
and we actually had to get him out of the room.
Oh no.
Because back in the day, there's real players in there. They're they don't care who he is.
Yeah, no one
I
cares.
cared who he was.
Yeah, no.
But then I was just oh my goodness.
So disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to see somebody who you wanted to idolize,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it just turned out to be awful.
We had to call his host and everything and get him out of there.
Wow.
That was really pretty bad. From celebrity standpoint, that was probably one of my worst ones to do. But we've had some players. I had some players in Saipan, man, that were holy cow.
What about your triad player, dude? He was tough, no?
He was really tough.
Oh, we don't talk about him because we don't want to be
don't want to upset nobody. We don't want no pushback.
We don't need any horses sleeping to it there.
No, I don't want to be waking up with the horse head.
I get that.
No.
So my worst player.
Who was your worst player?
It's not the worst. So I used to love Wendy's food. I was a big Wendy's fast food, and we just came across this today.
Are you gonna go with Dave?
I am gonna go with Dave Thomas.
What's your worst?
Well, only because it was just.
I heard he was George.
I never experienced that. Who told you that? Dave Thomas?
Dave Thomas. I heard he was.
Oh
great
man.
George.
We have
Did you
a
guys
few
piss
deals.
him off?
I don't think we pissed him off. I mean, he just never played it. He came into Rio with nothing. I mean, I don't know where he played with any money. So the story
Back
goes.
in the day at the MGM, my buddy was telling me that.
Really?
Dave
That Dave
Thomas,
Thomas
he
was George?
Yeah.
He might have been. So when I interacted with him, he was much thinner, and then he passed away not too long afterwards, right? And he had come there with a valet, and so he comes up to the table, and this is like a weekend, right? It's like a Friday or Saturday night.
Okay.
I'm on I believe it was $100 game, Okay, so it's $100 game.
Reserved for him or just
No, just
wide open?
Wide open,
Okay.
$100 game. Okay, and normally $100 game. I mean, you got to come in. $2,000 is probably a reasonable buy for a crap table, something like that. 1,000 doesn't get you very far. If you go in 800 across, I mean, it doesn't last very long, right? So so Dave Thomas comes up to the table, and there's this other guy with him, and Dave Thomas is looking down. He's got his hands sort of together, and he's just bellied up to the table, and he's much thinner than he was, when you saw him on the commercials. He looked really thin. He looked a bit frail, actually. But I was like, wow, Dave, I was like, wow, Dave Thomas right here. At first, I didn't really recognize it because he would, but, damn, Dave Thomas. And before I got to say anything, the valet is like, is talking to me, and he's like, well, Dave Thomas doesn't say hello. And Dave Thomas doesn't like to look at you. He doesn't want you to wish him good luck. He's going down.
Wow.
Back in the day, we had this player at the
Sinatra treatment.
Yeah,
He wants Sinatra
is
on
that
it.
what it was?
Yeah.
So we had basically we had this one player, Neiman, that would come into the Rio, and the only reason why, I mean, he wasn't a craps player, he was a roulette player. And
Heard about this guy.
Yeah, so there would be the list in the break room, and you'd have to read the list.
Don't do this.
Don't do this.
That,
yeah,
don't
and
do
I was
that.
like, what an ass. Like, realistically, okay, I don't know.
Can you imagine sitting down with your host and saying, "Write this down"?
Yeah, write this down. I mean, I'd heard of some, like, I had heard the stories, especially like these baccarat players are very specific, and it's hot. And I get it, you're in millions of bucks, and you get some weird entitlement. And then you got a guy like Kerry Packer comes in. He got all the money in the world, and all he wants to do is win, and he'll hook you up and take. Or you got a UFC guy, another guy that just wants to win.
Dana White.
Yeah, he doesn't care about any of that. That's all nonsense. They just want to win. They want to play. They realize they're playing a lot of money, so there's certain types of accommodations that have to be made. But other than that, they just want to play and have a good time. So I had yet to experience that level of like crapness, other than at the when I started at the Gold Coast. Wilt Chamberlain was very, you couldn't say hello to him, but
Really?
yeah, he would get dealers fired. I was literally on a ship where 2 dealers got fired for asking him, saying hello. I don't know. So
I could see you asking for an autograph.
yeah, and then
That's not okay.
because they had told them not to talk to him, and you don't want anybody to dealers, any of the employees to talk to him, and they had gone up and talked. I don't know what the whole story was,
Wow.
but they ended up getting laid off. So yeah, that was way back. Anyways,
Can you imagine that? You coming home, honey? I just got fired. What happened?
yeah,
I said hello to Wilt Chamberlain.
you're a guy.
Can you
But-
imagine that?
But back
Sticky,
in the
really?
day,
Come on.
That sounds crazy.
That's horrible.
but that happened. That back in the day, it was all about the money. The green,
Oh,
you
gosh.
just didn't have any coverage, and it was really up to the casino where they went. Anyway, so the valet's
There ain't
there.
much coverage now, bro.
No, I mean you got HR now.
It's tough.
Good luck. That orangutan is out there working on a lawsuit right now, dude. You disparaged that orangutan. I was like, man, that's not fair. Dude, they canceled Pepe Le Pew, okay? They canceled Pepe Le Pew. I get it.
Dr. Seuss is out.
Dr. Seuss, everybody's out. You can't
Gotta be
you can't
careful
draw
out
these
there.
things. No.
Gotta be careful.
It's just there's gonna be the its, that's it. They even had a little meme today about the its running around. It's gonna be the whole cartoon
Don't get
world.
me in trouble.
I know, and I'm not. I'm here.
Take it easy.
It's okay. All right. So moving on to the Dave Thomas story.
things.
Yes.
Karen says, "Looking good, guys."
Oh, thank
Karen?
you.
Yeah, she
Wow.
She threw a chat
Hi,
in there,
Karen.
and then we got a.
Is Karen
super
in
chat.
Hawaii?
She is.
Oh, fantastic.
It
She's
must
got
be a
better view.
podcast because I got a flight in a couple hours. No.
Wow.
How does he do this?
I
Does
don't-
he have a hold of my schedule?
That's right. Oh my God. Derek Silva. We just ignored Derek. We'll move on from there.
Yeah.
How's Jasmine doing, buddy? You got a date? Okay, here. When will Scottsdale craft for the Twitch fans? Also, Scott, are you coming to Casino Quest? Yes, that's a thing.
I was at Casino Quest the other day.
We have our soft opening is May 30th, and you got to be there, dude. You got plans? You already got something locked up? Oh my
I
God,
don't
we're
know,
gonna have
but
to.
I'll do my best.
Well, we'll figure it out. We're gonna have as many big. We're gonna have as many. This is gonna be a schmoozing kind of thing.
Man, I can't, how it's going. Yo, we got the tux for it.
We do have the tux.
We got the tux.
We got a deal where we're able to buy the tux for the same price we were gonna rent them from Mastriani Fashions. We got to reach out to them again.
For the Circa opening.
Yeah, we were gonna try to work out.
If we're going to wear a tux to Circa opening, we got to wear a tux.
We got to
too.
wear a tux to Casino Quest.
Absolutely.
I got this
dude.
handcrafted shirt. and
I'll deal
everything.
that night. If I'm there for opening
Really?
night, yeah, for sure.
We'll lower the table.
I'll get a box.
You just get a box.
I'll get a box.
We don't want to-
I'll go
All right.
back. I'll go back. I'll go
I
back.
just realized that was
back
really
into
not
the
PC.
archives.
I mean, that's terrible.
What's that?
No. Anyways, all right, back in the okay. So here, I'm getting back to my Dave Thomas story, sir. You ready?
Go. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
I think you sidetracked yourself.
I did side. I always sidetrack
sidetracks
myself. You gotta be
himself.
used to this.
Self-inflicted.
It is self-inflicted.
This is a common
This
occurrence.
is a common occurrence. So Dave Thomas is there, and he's looking down the whole time. He's got his hands crossed. He's his belly up to the game. He hasn't taken out any money. His valet is talking to me, and he's like, "Well, can I get your boss?" And of course, there's a boss right behind me, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, he wants to talk to this valet. It's Dave Thomas, And the guy comes over, and he's like, the valet starts talking to the pit boss and saying, "Yeah, this is Dave Thomas. He wants to get a side to himself." And boss, oh yeah, Dave Thomas.
Sure.
You give him a side. There's no problem. He comes over, replaces the sign. and it's one of those slide out signs, not the digital signs. We hadn't arrived at that point yet, and so he replaces it with the reserved from the $100 buy-in, and Dave Thomas he $500, dude, lays it down on the field for $500 reserve side, what used to be $100 table, and my boss goes, "Oh hell no!" he's like, sir, he's like, I can't do this for less than a $10,000 buy-in. It's a weekend. We can't reserve a side for less than 10 grand, right? And that's like the minimum, only because like he's a celebrity. Because normally we had guys in 50 grand, you couldn't get a table there. Rio was like the hopping in place.
It was great.
It was amazing, the action that they saw.
Yeah.
And the valet keeps going, but it's Dave Thomas. And my boss is like, yeah, that's great. he's like, I don't care if it's Jesus Christ who doesn't come in enough money. This is a casino. What do you want from me? And he's like, he didn't say that to the guy, but he talked about it earlier. It's like, this is like, because you know how much money's walking with this reserve side for $500. I mean, we got.
So he cut into Dave Thomas?
He did. He cut into Dave Thomas, and he's like, sir, and Dave Thomas wasn't happy. He's like, he did say, by the way, Dave Thomas never said a single word the whole time. The valet spoke for him the whole time.
Maybe he was sick.
I mean, he looked a bit frail.
No, seriously, you know
it
what I mean?
Could have been a little off his game.
I think we ought to give Dave the benefit of the doubt. He makes
dead
a great
now.
burger.
He can't really. It is. I used to. That's the thing. I stopped going to Wendy's for a while over that whole experience. I was like, man, that
jaded.
level of. I was jaded.
You were jaded.
All that entitlement for flipping
Oh,
burger.
my
My
God.
God. Anyways, all right. Ready? Biggest win story. Player win story.
Player win story?
Yep.
Not even close. Well, you want to go game by game, or what do you want to do?
No, just one big win story.
All right. So we're in Saipan, and this player could bet $1 million a hand.
What?
And
On what
two,
game?
Baccarat.
Oh, wow.
We had two players that could bet $1 million a hand.
Mm-hmm.
So my man comes in. We're not going to talk about names because he's still on the lam for embezzlement from.
I was gonna say, is this clean money? What kind of money are we talking here?
This money has stories, and these stories start out like once upon a time.
What?
Okay, that's how these stories start. So anyway, the first night, my man wins $22 million, but he only bet $1 million a hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I call my boss and everything. The boss is really cool. That was the greatest part about working there. Nobody took the heat or sweated the money. If I had anything close to that at some of the other places I worked, man, it would have been raining down on me.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, after he wins, this is the best win story and lose story, all in one story.
Wow.
So on the first night, when he's done, good night, take care, leave my game. No problem, sir, you got it. Private game, $22 million. After the 3 days of the trip, he loses $122 million. Blew back to 22 and an extra 100. Wow. 22. Lost 122 million. How could you lose 122? He embezzled huge money from a Chinese cell phone company.
Clearly. Who has that kind of money to blow?
I don't know.
By the way, what casino can support that kind of action?
We did.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know of any casino right now that would support that action?
Not really.
No.
I don't. I maybe, but I don't think so.
Most casinos have scaled back the big bets that they'll accept.
Well, I mean, if you've got a bunch of players that are betting, but we had a lot of players that were betting crazy big money.
Saipan?
Oh yeah. Dude, in 2018, we won 1.125 billion.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
And that's all reported correctly to the tax authorities, no?
I can't confirm or deny. My job was to separate the player from their money.
Yeah.
Not
you
to.
did a great job, sir.
Thank you very much.
Did you get a bonus?
Big one.
Big bonus. Win for Scott. There you go. Fantastic. Good job.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
But that was, we had action there that would blow your mind. We had multiple players that could bet $500,000 a hand.
Wow.
$100,000 better. We had 100 of them.
What was the top blackjack? You had blackjack?
Yeah, but that wasn't really. It was all.
It was all baccarat.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah, it was a Chinese company, Imperial Pacific Resorts.
Uh-huh.
It was a Hong Kong-based company.
Mm-hmm.
It was all mainland China players. Not all, but 90%. 98% of the revenue was through baccarat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love your story of survival on the island. That was good.
Oh, that was a moment, man. That was
Really?
yeah.
You guys have to kind of scroll back to get that story, but it's quite something.
Yeah, that's like you know, you want to talk about my proudest moment?
That was a proud moment.
Yeah, that was the proudest moment. I mean, it was just making sure that your team was okay. And
Literally alive, not just okay.
Yeah.
Alive. Okay is like, checking to see if anybody needs to pee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who needs
you had to check to make sure they had a pulse.
Anybody need a potty break? Yeah, we were when I so in October of 2019 was the biggest storm ever to hit the world that year, and 185-mile-an-hour winds. Look up Typhoon U2, YUTU. Unbelievable, man! Every telephone pole on the island was down.
Wow.
Roofs blown off. We had like 6 or 7 dorms, and every dorm was just dilapidated. And when I'm driving around just to make sure, taking head counts, that it was really like, but I couldn't believe that no one seriously hurt.
Nobody that you knew. No,
only one person on the island passed away.
Wow.
It was a miracle. Only one.
Wow.
And that was someone who walked into an abandoned building, and the building fell down.
Wow, amazing.
But then there were people that passed away later from injuries that happened from that. But that was pretty crazy.
Amazing. So my biggest win story actually is a story I wanted to share with you, and you can confirm or deny, because you may have heard of this story. So the rumor goes.
Go.
And I know someone who was sort of a dealer there who told me this story. But this is back in the day of the 90s. Kerry Packer comes into the MGM, and they had set his limit. They would fuel up his plane, bring him out, and he had a rebate, by the way. You get a little kickback based on how much you lose.
Mm-hmm.
So they would make it worth his while, and they would compete for his blackjack play. He was allowed to play, from what I understand, 2 tables, all with 12 spots, no? 12 spots.
I never seen that, but I've seen him bet 25,000.
25,000 a hand.
25,000 a hand, all 6 spots at
all
the
6 spots.
Yeah.
So the story goes
multiple times.
The way I heard is he'd have 2 tables. they would pick the dealers, that he was comfortable with, which is clearly that seems like an okay thing, right?
Sure, why not?
I mean, you're playing that much flipping money. So he's on this trip.
Picking dealers?
I mean, no. I mean, if I get to that, I don't want Timmy dealing to me ever, okay? Just saying. If they pop Timmy out on that floor, I'm like, yeah, we'll pass on him, okay? Put his ass back.
Color.
Yeah, color. If I see Timmy walk into the same casino I'm playing at, I'm out. That's it. Coloring up. Yeah. So he's playing. So the story goes, the whole story goes, he's playing 2 tables, 6 spots, $25,000 per spot, right? And he was there, and he lost his $3 million, whatever the credit line he had there was from what I understand, it was $3 million. That's how they talked about. For some reason, he went to a ship boss and tried to get an extension on his credit line for another $1 million, and they gave it to him, even though he was tapped. The ship boss gave him an extra $1 million, and while he was waiting for his plane to fuel up, which I guess took a bit, 2 hours, is what I understand, he wins like $40 million. I've heard lots of different numbers, from 28 million to 40. Some of you guys out there probably have heard the story, but this is the story. This is the legend of Kerry Packer. By the way, Kerry Packer is a walking legend. He's a legend in himself, but the stories that circulate, because he was such a George, he was a whale and a George. So whale being that he played a ton of money here in Vegas, and a George because he tipped the dealers phenomenal sums of cash. Like literally, he made sure to make sure that everybody, when you saw Kerry Packer coming, you love that man, even if you never dealt a card to him or anything else. So the story goes, I've heard 28 to like $42 million he took the MGM for. And that was kind of when they decided, you know what, we don't really want a lot of Kerry Packer anymore. We're going to scale this down a little bit. And that ship boss got in trouble for having extended that line because he was supposed to be tapped and on his way out.
What do you think would happen to the shift boss if he said, "Sorry, Mr. Packer, I can't give you a credit"?
That would not have gone so well.
No, he'd have been fired.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of no-win situation.
Yeah, no-win situation.
I mean, seriously, anybody who would bring heat down on that guy shouldn't be an executive.
Right.
If number one, if I'm the shift manager, and Mr. Packer loses and comes to me and says, I want to extend my credit. Right away, sir, how much would you like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, how much would you like? $1 million? No problem. He's not worth it? He can't, he's not good for it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you say no, what's going to happen to you?
Yeah, that's it. You're gonna lose.
If you say,
your
hold on,
biggest
let me
player.
make a phone call, you could possibly get fired.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the fortitude and the smarts to make that move, you shouldn't be shift manager.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. This goes
Maybe you could get away with, I got to make a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Then you still might get fired.
All right. You don't have to answer this
because he'll go crazy. And if it was at the MGM, so it wasn't with Mr. Wynn.
Mm-hmm.
But if Mr. Wynn got a hold of that,
yeah,
and you didn't, what we were trained at a lot of the high end places, you were empowered to make decisions, make good decisions.
Right.
You know, if I was the director and that happened, I'd be like, damn, he got out. But I would never give no heat to the shift manager, not at all.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing: you don't have to answer this. Another rumor, not a rumor. Dana White's at the Palms. They cut him off one night. No, when the Maloofs had the place. Before, this is way before Station. But back in the day,
Dana's been cut off a couple of times.
Yeah, and that was for like 500,000.
Yeah, well, he's been cut off a couple of times, but he kind of likes it because they say you're too good for us.
Oh, really?
What's stronger than that?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
But he
a big
stopped
difference.
his relationship with the Palms.
Yeah.
He was not happy.
And he came and played with me at Palace.
Yeah, so I was actually there. I don't know if I was there specifically that night, but he was with a whole group of people, and it got really loud for a minute. I heard that there was some drinking involved. I don't know if he was yelling or what was going on, but I could hear people arguing. I used to play there every night, late at night.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing the kinds of people they had coming in when Maloofs owned it. It was fantastic.
Oh, it was
you
crazy.
would see all sorts of models and movie stars, and then it got like the next thing you know, months later.
It was the place.
It really was the place, and then something happened to the Palms where then you were competing with homeless people walking in there, and it just changed. The whole dynamic changed until Station. I was actually pretty excited that Station took over and cleaned it up and made that real investment. It's a shame. By the way, what do you think is going to happen with the Palms now? It's still sitting dark.
When the flights start happening and we start rocking and rolling again, I would definitely see that. Or, if
maybe a sale
if somebody has the right price.
Yeah, maybe a comeback. All right.
But Mr. Fertitta the Fertitta family put a lot of money into that.
A lot of money. That's
hard
what
to get it out now.
The problem is it's so anchored to that club, and the club is kind of a bust right now. And I just can't. It's not a convention. They have
that was a
space,
shame.
but the club was really the anchor.
Yeah.
They were really making it into when what's that movie? What's that? What's those videos? The videos MTV. When MTV had that MTV place there,
and
the Maloofs owned it. They had all the celebrities. It was really like a place to go to, right?
Yeah.
And I think they were really trying to bring that back. They were trying to bring back that whole experience of it being special, kind of like what the Rio went through. The Rio was like that special place, and they were doing a great job. Me and Alex were in there all the time. The buffet was improved. They had this new restaurant. Palms was fantastic. They brought in a new high limit pit. They added SR. We had a few SR dealers that went over there. I mean,
Did you ever see the restaurants up top?
I hadn't gone to the restaurants up top yet. I hadn't gone up top. I saw sort of the evolution of that buffet because I'll be honest
Before
with you.
Stations.
Before Stations. Oh, really?
Yeah, still awesome. French restaurant up top.
Yeah, I've never been.
A friend of mine took Karen and I, but it was really awesome.
Wow. I saw the buffet went from fair to great when Station came in. It really did. It went the whole investment in the buffet was really fantastic.
Stations has that food product wired for sound.
Yeah, they do. By the way, buffets are starting. So South Point has the only buffet, but the Wicked Spoon is coming back.
Wicked Spoon coming soon.
At the Cosmo. I love the food there. It's a
foo buffet.
It's a foo buffet. I call it.
Do we have to go to In-N-Out afterwards?
You do have to go to In-N-Out. So, the nice thing about the Cosmo is that everything tastes great, by the way. It's a great buffet. You just don't know what you're eating. Like me, I just don't know all the names of the foods.
You need a description? You want a rundown before you put it on?
You got to call it. Meat is like steak, and I can understand all. But when you start calling steak other different names, I don't know what the hell it is anymore. I don't know it's steak. It looks like steak, and then it's something else.
Tartar.
It's tartar.
Tartar.
So the Mandalay Bay used to be the best value on the strip, believe it or not. It had this afternoon strip-worthy buffet, $21 for lunch. But a short window of time. You had to eat between like 1 and 4, and everybody has to get the hell out. It's not one of those where you can kind of start at 3:45 and work your way to the dinner buffet for the lunch price.
No professionals.
Yeah, no professional buffet people. Yeah, and it was just fantastic. They had half the food they had I couldn't pronounce either, but they had these like this bean looking thing. It was delicious. But Cosmo has that, and the nice thing about the Cosmo, and I don't know if they were the first one, but the first buffet I ever went to where everything is an individualized serving. So you just like literally just grab it and put it on your plate. You don't have some spoon and you're digging in with half, everybody else's stuff. You just literally grab what you want, put it right on your plate. Even if you can't pronounce it, you don't know exactly what it is. You got your own little basket.
You got Siri, right?
You got Siri. You can look it up. Siri, smell this for me, will you?
Siri, what
Can
do
you
I got?
imagine? Wouldn't that be hilarious? That'd be great.
Siri
That's
on
coming,
the
dude.
sniff test. On the
Dude.
sniff test.
The little sniff test while your car is driving you home kind of thing. Jesus Christ. All right, so here's the thing. A proudest career moment, which I think we know what your proudest career moment is, no?
The U2 working at Saipan
storm?
when the storm hit.
Dude.
After getting through that, I was really true to myself that I knew I could handle pretty much anything that's going to happen. When you're talking about the survival of your team, like you said, it's not like somebody didn't get a break. You got to make sure that they ate tonight. You got to make sure that they got a dry place to sleep. I mean,
Yeah.
it was pretty intense.
No, that's amazing.
No running water, no electricity,
Yeah,
no
that's
airport,
amazing. Yeah, nothing. Just
Nothing.
stuck.
nothing.
Just your team.
It was it, man. It was,
Amazing.
and a lot of the executive team was, fortunately for them, they were up. The best thing that happened to me is that my wife Karen was off the island about less than 10 days before it hit.
Oh, really?
We didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, of
It was
course.
just really cool luck,
Just coincidence.
But
yeah.
I mean, could you imagine if I had to like worry about taking care of my family and
Yeah, at the same time.
But
That'd be rough.
being flying solo,
Yep.
you
Made
could
it a little
really
easier.
Yeah.
You can risk yourself driving around. You felt better about. My proudest career moment is actually not in gaming. It's I was in politics at the time, and only because I think getting through this has been a proud career moment. When I worked in politics, I actually managed a pretty diverse group of really entry level people, and we were part of a Get Out the Vote campaign. And
Cool.
at the time, we turned the state purple for the first time as part of that effort. And we were given. I actually got to meet President Carter. So I did some work on his son's campaign, and we were involved in data management. I was on the data side of it, and
Was this in Georgia?
No, this was out here in Vegas. This is in
okay.
Nevada. His son ran for governor. I mean, it was a long shot.
Jimmy Carter's son was
Yeah,
here?
Jack Carter. Yeah, didn't.
Okay.
I mean, there was no traction with that. But regardless of what your politics was, I was in it for the experience, and I'm a data guy, and I loved to work this data, and I guess it was the impetus to me getting back, me loving the school in a way. I loved we had this huge, really diverse team. We weren't given a lot of resources. We were sort of the lower end of the totem pole, and yet we pulled out something pretty spectacular, just by the benefit of our hard work and our commitment to that. It's kind of what we did through the pandemic. I mean, the fact that we're still here is quite something.
I got to tell you, man, it's really amazing that you guys are still here. Not just still here,
Yeah.
but the incredible growth. How many businesses went sideways? How many businesses are never coming back? And if you guys had to close the door, nobody would have said, "Man, that's that would have been a shame." But I mean, what you're expanding at the mall. The school sold out. You helped Circa open up with all the dancing dealers. I mean, how much time we have?
No,
You want me to keep
it's
going down the list?
fantastic.
No, it's no BS, man. Not because you're my friend,
Yeah.
but I mean the job that you and Alex did, putting together a great team and staff. I mean,
Maybe that is my proudest career moment. Think about it.
I'm
Really.
seriously, man. Maybe it's
Uh,
because let's be honest.
mm,
No casinos. Who's going to go to dealing school?
that's it.
No casino.
That's what we thought.
No one's flying to Vegas. How are you going to support Casino Quest?
Mhm.
But you know what you guys did? you got creative and you really nailed it with the social media, with the YouTube and the
Mhm.
Patreon and all that stuff. What you got going on here,
Fantastic
and
fans.
now you got great followers and
Yeah.
and folks that support what's going on. I'm super proud of what you guys got going on. I love the fact that you give back to the community, to the university, coming and helping my students out. I
Mhm.
mean, it's great. Letting my students come in for, scholarship opportunities, internship for my students.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we have
no,
the greatest
seriously,
there.
man, you guys doing really great stuff. I'm super proud of you.
It was
I wish Alex
tough.
could hear this.
No, he knows. He knows.
He's watching.
He's watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had I guess well, for one, we didn't take anything for granted. You know, I know that coming
Dude,
back
I
for
was
us-
here the day the announcement came out that shut it down.
Yeah. Oh,
that-
that's right.
I was here. I was
That's
in
right.
I was in this. I was
Yeah.
I was here at the school, and I remember because at midnight everything's over.
Done.
Yeah, I called my boy. I grabbed my boy. We ran down to Ellis Island for one last shot.
One last shot.
One last shot
Wow.
at the coffee shop.
It was tough.
Yeah, but I mean the job that you guys did, and what seriously, how many viewers a month you guys up to now? It's over 1 million.
We get 2 million views.
Views.
About 2 million between all of the channels.
2
yeah.
million, yeah.
More good news.
Yes.
214 people are watching right now.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why.
And then and hiring guys like Sticky.
We kept Dennis. We kept everybody.
Timmy,
we had to cut a few hours.
How easy would have been this to whack everybody and
It would have been
and,
easy.
you could have went MGM on everybody.
Did
Did I just say
did
that?
you say
Oh my
that, dude?
God,
Oh
I
my
just
God.
said that.
That's
Oh my
true.
God.
Yeah.
Look at it.
It was so
And-
scary, man.
MGM whacked all their
Yep.
people, and
Mhm.
Adelson paid everybody to stay home.
Two different.
Win paid everybody to stay home. How do you
Yeah.
think that's going to work out when Resort World opens up? How many people from MGM properties you think are going to say?
Yeah, I know. That's too bad.
And it's just maybe the balance sheet didn't dictate that. Who
Mhm.
knows? But
So here's we're not gonna I can't tell you where this because we want to wait for this to hit the print, but we were just interviewed for some pretty big people. Like they came out, took pictures. It's confirmed. You guys are gonna be seeing a story about the school, and one of the stories. If I was proud, if I was, I've been homeless. I literally started out after the military. Things went south quickly, and I was very unlucky in a few areas, and I ended up quite literally homeless. I was at the Covenant House in LA for a minute. I was one of the very first residents of the full-time Covenant shelter. Over the years, I've contributed, and tried to provide something because it was a real pivotal point in my life. It wasn't until I found gaming. Gaming was the catalyst for me in my sort of career because I was a mess. For me, I wanted to be a professor. I wanted to be a teacher. I loved education. I also wanted to, be a stockbroker. I had all these, grand things that I had wanted to do, and it didn't happen, obviously. But dealing craps, like playing a game, kind of let me stop for a minute. And then I fell in love with literally the game. I mean, you know that. I mean, if you're a crap dealer out there, back in the day when you could just deal craps and the kind of action that we saw, it was just it was so cool. I felt like
give you something to take pride in again.
That's it. I was proud
I'm
of
sure,
myself.
I'm sure you were a great military guy. I'm
Mhm.
sure you did a great job there.
Mhm.
But once that's over,
Yeah.
now what, right?
Yeah.
But once you made that decision to be a crap dealer, you could have been a lazy crap dealer, or you could
Yeah.
be David the crap
Yeah.
guy.
No,
Look at you now.
I was definitely a very engaged crap dealer. It always amazed me how I would see other people become dealers, and I'm like, don't you realize what a gift this is to be able to deal a game and get paid for it? And you know this in this business, you have dealers that commiserate and they complain and they complain about the players and they complain about the place, and when I tell you that I had to go even at the Rio. I mean, I couldn't even hit certain break rooms because I didn't want to hear all the negativity. How
Yeah.
could you guys complain? You're making $300 a day.
We have people
In the
bitching at the
90s.
Mirage every night.
I mean, about the most, players, how they play their money, what kind of action they make. I mean, who cares?
Do you think I want to hear that on my break?
No. I was so happy that craps is what anchored me. And to be here now, like literally in front of a camera, talking to like anybody for that matter, is quite something. I was at Casino Quest the other day, and I was dealing, and we had a Patreon that came out there, and a lot of people don't expect me to still be dealing. I love to deal. I really love the game of craps. I love how people have, even just casino gaming in general. Yeah. I love Keno. There's a few things, a few quirky things.
You do like Keno.
I do like Keno. I play way too much Keno.
We won't hold that against you.
But when I actually thought when we were here, when the shutdown happened, me and Alex, about a week into it, we came back to the school. We met here, and I was done. I hadn't, it was actually probably about a month in because I had grown quite a bit of hair, and I literally just eaten my way through I just ate nonstop for the whole month, and we had to have. I was like, listen, dude, we got to have a really serious conversation because I'm like, the great thing about being homeless. You can only go up. Like, there's only so much you can lose, right? I mean, having been there, like, there's not, at least for me, you know what I mean? The bar is kind of low. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't know how this would work out, all the same reasons. Who the hell wants to be a dealer? There's going to be no casinos. I mean, and who's going to come play at the flipping casinos? Like, there's no money. Everybody's going bankrupt. I mean, if we're out of business for a year, can you imagine, But here we are. The thing that we didn't realize is like how strong the fortitude of people all the people that came from California and Arizona and literally everywhere, every minute they could, any money that they got together just to get away from everything, come to Vegas and fuel all the demand. And then Circa, I mean, Derek Stevens just pushing forward. So do you know how many dealers we got employed? We actually were able to employ during the pandemic. Like, let's say the hardest sort of 6 months after we opened. 141, and that doesn't sound like a lot.
That's
but we're talking break-ins, by the way. We're not talking experience. We helped a lot of experienced dealers move over.
You employed 141 when half the town was laid off.
People were laid off, vying for jobs, and we were able to like, hey, give this person a chance or give that person a chance. People who were just starting out, who literally put their faith in us to help them, make this sort of transition, become dealers. It wasn't easy. I mean, we're still waiting for things to free up. We think that come the 15th, a lot more casinos will be needing dealers. The labor pool's gotten really small. So a lot of those things, hopefully, those new opportunities will be there. But yeah, no, I appreciate that, sir. It's been it's been a long time coming. I mean,
I think you guys should be super proud of what you got going on here.
See that, Alex?
And I know that the guys that you got over here working for you
fantastic
really
team,
appreciate it too. Yeah,
dude, they supported us, Dennis. We got Dennis, we got Lauren, we got Tyler. Who else did we got? We got Timmy.
Yeah.
We got Jet. We've got Becky, and all the other teachers. We had Jose. We had a lot of teachers.
Intern.
We had a few people stop in here, thought we were done. We had one instructor who literally dropped off a bag of all their shirts. One of our instructors literally came back to the school right after that. We had only been back open a couple days. We were busy writing refunds, basically. We had this one instructor walked in without saying a word to anybody, dropped off a bag with all their shirts, took their sign off the wall, and walked out, completely convinced we were done. We tried to, a few of us tried to interact with them, and they just didn't want to hear it, didn't want to say anything, just walk right out.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But I mean, but you can't blame them, realistically. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people didn't think that this is going to be a thing, right? All right, anyways. All right, moving on to the next segment. If anybody is still waiting, it's the Ask Me Anything. Do we have any questions, sir?
We have plenty of questions.
Really? Well, let's get to them quick because it's past Scott's bedtime already. Wow. I know, it's already 8 o'clock, buddy. You got to go?
No, it's all good. I'm here for
you
you,
good?
man. I'm here for you.
What time does your flight leave? Do we got to call you a new plane?
Wheels up, 6:05.
Oh, swear to God.
0600.
Oh, Karen, he's coming.
I am coming.
He is coming. He's like,
I'm packed, dude.
You're packed. You're ready to go? You just go hang out at the airport. You just sleep on one of the benches there.
I should have Sticky drop me off.
Sticky will take you to the lounge. All right, what do we got?
What
Principal
do you got,
Skinner.
man? What do you got?
You're moving to Hawaii. Okay, here it is from Principal Skinner. By the way, thank you, Principal Skinner, one of our great patrons and fans. For Scott, since he is moving to Hawaii, who is he going to cheer for during the Hawaii versus UNLV games?
Seriously, dude?
Yeah. Hawaii. The last time the last UNLV game I saw was Hawaii versus UNLV, and Hawaii crushed UNLV.
So, I listen. You can't pick your parents. You can't pick your hometown.
Yeah.
And you can't pick the school you graduated
That's
from.
it.
I root for UNLV no matter what.
Yeah. You know what I always
That's
heard?
an easy one.
Those teams love playing each other.
But when UNLV's not playing Hawaii, I root for Hawaii all the time.
Oh, do you? Well, yeah,
Yeah, of course.
fantastic. Listen, either one of those is fantastic. Either UNLV is going to Hawaii to play, and that's
What's
a great
wrong with
time.
that?
No, that's fantastic. Or
Come
Hawaii's
on.
coming to Vegas.
Let's do it.
They
Yeah.
love that. All right, what else you got?
Another one from Principal Skinner.
Mr. Skinner, all right, what the guys thought on the MGM resort fee lawsuits. Have you heard of the resort fee lawsuits? I'm not sure.
I have not.
That I have not heard about. My guess is it's over some kind of access thing. What I don't get about the MGM and any of the resort fees is that like they tack this fee on, and you pretty much don't get to you know what I mean? Who goes to the spa?
Yeah. Who uses the pool in the winter?
And yeah, exactly.
And every place on the planet has free Wi-Fi.
And they
What
pay,
are you getting?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, believe me, I am neg on resort fees.
I think resort
You
fees
and I
are a
talked
bit-
about it before.
Yeah.
Coming back from the pandemic,
Ridiculous.
make a difference.
Yep.
Forget about the resort fees. Free parking everywhere.
Most parking's
Stop
free now.
being knuckleheads.
Yeah, stop being knuckleheads, dude.
Stop being knuckleheads.
Here's what you do, okay? What you do is like even if you're in like go down, use that spa. Get out in the middle of the night, get your bathrobe on and your slippers, and go down there and use that locker. Because it's funny because they tell you can use the spa, but only like the general access area. Like
Yeah.
you got to pay to use a real spa.
Yeah.
But the locker, you can
It's-
use the locker at the spa. How is that a benefit? Who the hell wants a locker at the spa?
Yeah.
What do I care?
I'm not big on resort fees.
No. All right.
I think it's terrible.
Bally's was the last one to hold out for no resort fees. They used to have people out there going advertising the place, no resort fees, about last trip place, and then they're like, screw it, everybody's paying it, so we'll just collect. All right, what else you got? Do we got someone else? Oh, a lot. Bradley Rosenberg. There is this guy on Instagram whose claim he broke the baccarat tables in MGM Grand and Venetian has now been banned. He's flashing checks for $11 million on one and $5 million on the other. Is this even possible?
Broke the baccarat tables.
I mean, did he actually physically break it, or you mean
What are
like he
talking
broke
about?
the bank? Broke
There's
the
no such
baccarat
thing as
bank in
breaking
the
the.
MGM.
There's no such thing as
Yeah.
breaking the bank.
No, because if they, by the way, there's very strict guidelines for what kind of cash and what kind of accounting needs to be available for these tables. So if you're running $1 million game, you got to cover that $1 million game. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
there's no casino in the world that'll take that action where you can actually break them.
Yeah, and there's no IOUs. There's no we'll see
There's
tomorrow.
you go right to the
No.
cage. There's got to be cash available to cash out and go home.
You're saying that there wasn't enough cash to pay this guy?
Yeah, no.
Never happened.
There's
They'd
a
be
lot of-
shut down. They'd be shut down.
Shifty. Hi, Shifty. How you doing, buddy? Favorite kid cereal? Peanut Butter Captain Crunch, #1. Followed by the Flintstones, not the Pebble. I like the Pebbles, but I like the chocolate one. Oh, man. Do you know what the
Count
Flintstones?
Chocula?
No, not the Count Chocolate. Wow, that's all. I don't even think they have those anymore. I mean, maybe. The chocolate
Dude, I
Flintstones
can't remember
one.
the last bowl of cereal I had.
Really?
I haven't had a glass of milk in 30 years.
Look, you go to all those high-end steak restaurants, dude. That's the problem. You got to come home one of these days. Get some milk and some Cheerios or something. But without a doubt, Peanut Butter Captain Crunch. I like Frosted Flakes. I have them all at my house.
What
dude.
about Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries?
Not a big on the Crunch Berry.
Crunch Berries.
You like the Crunch Berries? I like the peanut butter. Oh, love the Peanut Butter Captain Crunch. All right, what else you got, Sticky?
Wait, give me a second. Someone just threw in a super chat.
A super chat? We love the super chats. My 8 kids, and my 6 now. Henry, thank you so much. I heard that Sands is pushing for Texas to have casinos, hopefully Class 3. Yes, 100%. By the way, we have
Let's
already
go.
heard from a few.
Governor Cotton.
That's it. We want a store in Dallas. We were already talking about the store in Dallas, and It looks like that'll be one of the big cities. I mean, let's be realistic. Every state now needs revenue, and what's the fastest way? Who wants to pay tax revenue? Who doesn't need any tax incentives? Casinos. Everyone else wants a tax rebate. If I'm an Amazon or a warehouse,
how much money's running out of Texas every day going up to Oklahoma,
Lake Charles, Louisiana,
going to
right on the
Louisiana?
border.
Give me a break.
No. Big cities. By the way, if that goes class 3, we're going to have to open a school. What we're hoping to have, we have a fantastic partner in Brookfield.
Dude, you gonna get the hat?
Uh,
You gonna go full blown?
I'm gonna get hair.
You're gonna get the
I might not need a
no,
hat.
you got to go with the purple hat.
A purple hat?
Purple hat. dude.
Just go all purple. Hey, Sticky, we got to show them your white hat.
Oh.
You should go get the white hat. Are you going to be able to squeeze out of there?
Yeah, I can squeeze that in.
Yeah,
So
you can
Dennis-
squeeze anywhere.
Dennis design. I got to do one. Dennis designed this new apparel for us.
He is the king of merch.
He's done a fantastic job. He's actually designing the front end of the
I'm
store.
not even allowed to talk about some of the stuff that's out there right now.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
A lot of good stuff.
A lot of really good stuff. Yeah, coming on. Wait till you see it in about
like
in
those
about a
stuff.
week or 2 weeks.
I think you got a shot at the #1 Las Vegas souvenir.
I think
and
so.
I can't even talk about it.
No, I know. We have a lot of cool stuff coming. Wait till you see
Jeez.
some of the tumbers. It's coming.
Sticky's got me like on a gag order.
I don't blame him, dude.
No,
You got to be
seriously.
careful with this guy. He's got orangutans out there, very upset. But look at this. He designed this new logo. That's we call it the minimalistic logo. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a Lux hat. But anyway, that's coming. So we have a bunch of new stuff, but a lot of souvenir stuff. We don't have the board? We don't have the Casino Quest Las Vegas?
He won't let me-
they already
he won't
saw
let me
that. They already
talk
saw
about
that.
it.
Anyways. All right, next we'll
What do we
sit
got?
later. What do you got? You got some more questions?
Is that
Oh, I
it?
got tons of questions.
Well,
Is that
sit
it?
your ass down. Let's go.
Start
'cause
grinding.
Scott's, yes, let's get a grinder table going. Big AZ, how you doing, Big AZ? By the way, I watch your channel, sir. If anybody's interested in some great craps action and even some live play here, Big AZ has a craps action. I think you can click on his name. But we watch you, sir. We've had you out here as well. Have you played the new hybrid electronic craps table at Harrah's yet? How are the comps on it?
Ooh.
So there's one that's coming. By the way, we have a casino partner who just went ahead
Is
and
that
got the
the Aruzi
Aruzi.
gaming?
The Aruzi.
Yeah, the Ruzi Gaming.
My guess is it's more of a point action thing. You're not gonna get rated like your average play. You're gonna get rated for everything that the table allows because they're gonna swipe it and they see your action like quite literally translated
It
into
plays
points.
like a slot machine.
Plays
I mean,
like a slot machine
yeah, I
when
mean,
it comes to that.
You get full credit for that.
You get full credit. So whatever the
There's
casino
no,
is deemed.
no objectivity. It's
That's it. Yeah. So you get full credit. It's a cool machine as long as there's enough time to bet between rolls. That's the thing. So if you have a dealer there with the stick, and then they can sign off on that. We were at G2E. The woman that was there was sort of signing on closing out the action too soon.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you have someone who doesn't sign on the action, it's pretty cool.
It's like anything else. As soon as they get the hang of it, can only
Yeah.
go as fast as your slowest player too.
That's it. Don't do that one while you're tripping though, because the lights will send you into a seizure. Just so you know, that one is wow. That's
Okay.
like EDC live. It's a great game. I'm looking forward to playing it at our one of our partners is bringing one in.
Beautiful.
I can't say who. It's a secret because we don't want to let this stuff out. God, if we were able to let out all the crap we know about stuff, it'd be unreal, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be fantastic. All right, what else you got, Sticky?
2 more super chats.
2 more super chats. We love super duper super chats.
The phone's in. I can't see the screen.
You can't see. Okay, Duracell 8 for thank you for the super chat, sir. What's under a craps layout? What makes it bouncy? All right, I got the answer to this. You
Go.
ready? Do you know what's under? Do you know what I used to see back in the day was newspaper.
Okay.
The first time I ever saw newspaper as the the filament there, I was at the Gold Coast.
Old school.
Old school, they would just throw newspapers under there.
Newspaper. Old school.
Or it
Toady school.
Toady, yes, there you go. That was a Toady casino. But him and Gon have been like separated. They've been connected at the hip, actually.
Peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots for like the longest time, by the way. And if you're ever been a dealer and seen Toady come up and stare you down, that could be rough. That might not go so well. Just so you know.
Not good.
Not good. He's kind of a helicopter boss. Just so you know. But that's okay. He likes everything to be running. You know what I mean? Top of the
What
line.
do you guys use here?
Who do we use?
What do you use here under your layouts?
Another layout. That's the other one. So
Okay.
a lot of casinos will keep a layout, especially the wool. So the wool can be, if you have a wool on wool, it can get really bouncy. Even if you have some of the thicker ones, the leatherette layouts now, but a lot of casinos, it's really about the wood. So here's the thing: a lot of people are going out and making their own tables, and there's some casino supply companies who are selling sort of this, like the stuff that you put in your cabinets to keep your dishes, whatever they call contact paper, that kind of thing. But I've never actually seen that a casino use that. I've never, or they have this like rubber mat, like the rubber mat thing. I've never seen a casino use that as their. It's usually just the type of wood, another layout, or newspaper. Those are the only three things I've ever seen. What about you, sir?
Sounds good. I seen the old school newspaper back in the day.
Yeah.
But there's like a thin mat type of steel going on.
Like
now.
a thin mat, yeah. So someplace might have
super
that.
thin.
Super thin, yeah. And the bounce a lot of times will just sort of depend on the type of wood. So it'll vary, But that's it. That's all I've ever seen. If they're making them differently now, then that's a thing. But what else you got? Oh, Principal Skinner's back. Go Warriors. Here comes the Keno Fun and then 5K high limit table. Yeah, everybody wants to see a martingale this thing. He's got this new martingale strategy and he needs $5,000 to buy in.
This guy?
Well, he wants to be there to play. Principal Skinner's a good fan. He's a supporter, big supporter.
Season ticket holder?
See, he is literally a season ticket holder.
Thank you so much.
We have a few
We
of those,
appreciate
by the way.
you out there.
Yeah, we do. We appreciate you like you have no idea. I mean, these guys kept us alive, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
like literally, except for Derek. We don't thank Derek for anything, just so you know.
No?
Nah, Derek's low as a bar.
Really quickly, so I was asking you to elaborate on the mat thing that go onto the table.
Yeah, so it's really just so when I saw it at the Gold Coast, they had it was a Sunday paper. It happened to be because there were funnies were there. It was you know what I mean, but it wasn't the thick paper. They just used a lot of the paper. You got to be careful because we have done that with our tables, and you have to stretch the layout.
You get folds and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you get
that.
folds. You get bumps as well. You got to make sure everything is even, and you use
It's really
even
hard
layer.
to do that.
It is tough to do that. I was shocked when I saw the paper. I was like, wow, that's just. I'd always wondered myself until they actually gave me that layout, which I had at my house the longest time. It was an old blue Gold Coast layout from way back in the day. But and sometimes it's the wool. The wool
going over an original layout is pretty common.
It's very common. Yeah, using an older layout. Yeah, it's very common. So you just got to make sure that if whatever you lay down there, you got to draw it really tight and
tighter than 2 coats of paint.
Tighter than 2 coats of paint. Yeah, and we actually have a supplier that does the really really wide cuts for us. So that it leaves a lot. We can really stretch it and get them down really tight.
That's big.
Yeah, so that's important as well. So we there's other suppliers that do more narrower types of cuts as far as the layout goes, and it's hard to really stretch those and make those work. All right, what else you got? William Brown, for Daddy David, are you saying that the podcast will pivot to a booked live? So we're going to have 3 to 4 shows at Casino Quest, basically a daily. Not every day because we're going to get busy. Weekends we get kind of busy, and with everybody there, it might not be, be sort of count. But we're going to have like a morning, afternoon type of thing or a late afternoon show. So it'll be me and Alex or me and a guest. We're going to have the weekend show is going to be reserved for the influencers. So we're going to have an influencers. It'll be people like Scott, casino managers or VPs, and people that are sort of part of the gaming business or material to the gaming business in some way. We have celebrities in the gaming business. We have people that are providing new tech. Anybody with sort of a slant on gaming or Las Vegas as a whole, the hospitality industry. My goal is one day, do you know who my goal to see? Do you know who my number one person to see?
You going to go Derek?
Derek would be big. I would really love to talk to Derek. We met Derek. He's a really nice guy, very casual, very friendly.
The formal
Bo.
sit down. Oh, Dr. Bo?
I would love to talk. I've seen some of his stuff, and his articulation's off the charts, dude. He could answer all your questions and then some. The guy
he's done more keynote speeches all over the world on every continent. I mean, I'm
gonna build until I get
he's amazing.
I'm hoping to build just 5 people a week, dude.
Man,
to get there. One of these days.
That's a big goal you give him.
That is a big goal.
You want to bring Bo into the fold?
I mean, yeah, that's a big goal. That's my goal.
Wait till you get the on the air sign up.
And then after Bo, it's going to be like J-Lo. No, not J-Lo. Anyway, all right, where you go? I heard that Sands is pushing for Texas to have casinos. Oh,
They already asked that question.
never mind.
Going through.
What are your thoughts on the state legislation in Texas allowing gaming to a vote this November? Who would be the big players? Everybody.
Everybody, well, you could bet that Venetian would be down there because they got a bankroll.
Yep.
Everybody would be applying.
Everybody. It's such a huge market. It's
Everybody would be applying.
I mean,
And I think
really,
they got a really great chance. I mean, Governor Abbott's down there, right? Abbott?
Yep, easy. And by the way, easy government. I mean, of any of the states that Massachusetts, for example, a bit of a hurdle, lots of bureaucracy in place, and
East
not
Coast,
that
man.
East Coast. Not that casinos don't want to deal with do everything by the book, but when you have a state that is very business friendly, it's so much easier to get people who want to contribute to that, right?
Yeah, you got that organized crime factor too on the East Coast.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You got to be careful. That's true.
You can't underestimate that.
No, that is true. But I think Seminoles, even
For sure.
I think Seminoles. I think
They're a player everywhere.
all the big Indian players, probably Cherokee. I mean, a lot of the big Indian players will have a role. I wouldn't be. MGM is still sitting on a pile of cash. I mean, they still have money. They're ready to go. They had the trigger pulled for Japan.
They got a lot of money. Like
They
all the
got.
people
They don't have a
They didn't have to pay anybody.
Their employment. Yeah, their wages. God, that's terrible. What do you think about MGM stock? I almost pulled the trigger on some MGM
great.
stock. Yeah, Penn Gaming. If you get in on Penn Gaming, holy crap!
Win.
Yeah, win all of it.
Come on.
If you took your wages in stock, like some of the executives did, they made out like bandits.
Of course.
But Penn Gaming got to like $3.50.
What sacrifices they made.
I
Working
know.
for free, huh?
Working for free.
What a
Yeah,
great
right. I
job.
wish I
Thank you
got
so
to make-
much
I
for
know.
that horrific.
What a contribution.
What a hero.
Wow.
Very heroic. Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you got?
All right, what do you got? Whoa, thank you, Patty. Patty, another big fan. We love Patty. We got to go visit UK. We got to go see Patty. We love Patty's got that great UK accent too, by the way.
Love that.
Just a quick thank you from across the pond. You say we got you through the pandemic, but you guys really helped us all too. Thank you very much, sir. Yes.
Cool.
We got a lot of dealing done. You know what was great about it is I got to deal. I actually dealt live. It was a little bit weird because you had everybody sort of chiming in. And that's what we learned a lot, by the way, doing that. Like that's what's really contributed a lot to what we do here. But we were on the dice table. We had everybody around, and I got to deal like ridiculous dealing because everybody was stroking the hell out of me from home because now they could just say and do whatever they want.
Oh, the
So
fans were calling
the
out
fans
bets?
were calling out bets, and I would be, and of course, you know what I mean. You're at home,
for
you're in
you.
your pajamas, you
Yeah.
just call it whatever the hell.
Wow.
Oh, dude, you should have seen the bets. I had literally
Bent over like a farm animal.
like a farm animal, and we had no
Jesus.
limits, or I don't think we had limits. Alan Toy, he would hit like 9 5s and just press it all the way. I mean, all the way, like $5 to $12. You know what I mean? And then
like
just try to work out this weird math. It was quite something. Thank you for that, Alan. Really appreciate it. We had to teach him how to press a unit. SD Roger, how are the table minimums looking on the weekends? Who has the best table minimums?
Circus got quarter games.
Yeah, so if you're looking for lower table minimums,
Yeah.
Ellis Island is known to have a $5 game.
Yep.
South Point's about
Did you
$10.
see that they expanded the pit?
Oh, really?
2 crap games in there now?
Dude, the place is on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, on fire.
Don't tell nobody. That's my
I
spot.
know that's your spot. Boy, it's not your spot anymore because you got to wait in line to get into your spot.
I know.
The yard now is busy as
God,
hell.
it's such a drag.
It really has gotten. The whole place is just busy.
It is. It's great. God bless them. They do a great job.
Yeah,
As long as they don't raise that beer price, man. I'm good.
I don't think so. I think that's why they're doing so well. Is because
No.
there's no bean counter. I don't think they're making any money, dude. That's not.
Dude,
I mean, they
are
got
you
$5
kidding me?
games.
It costs them 17 cents to make
To make that,
a 18-ounce beer.
It's always been a great experience. Ellis has always been known for a very sort of, especially for locals, been a fantastic place. But so there's a few places in town. If you're going to be downtown, there's a lot of places, especially in the afternoons, that have $10 tables or even $5 tables if you can catch it. Maybe Graveyard, not Circus. Circus been busy, very active.
Circus been rocking, man.
They have been rocking. They've been doing a fantastic job. We're gonna share some print space with Circa here in a minute, just so you know. Principal Skin, any word on when Main Street Station might be opening up? So yeah, it's a boy casino. It's been closed. I think that once we get past 50% and there's sort of like the highway ramping going on, all those places, because those Main Street in California really needs the Hawaiians to come to town.
There you go.
That's the thing. So without the planes and with everything the way it is, but once that starts to open up, then there's a way forward for both those properties, which we can't wait because that'll put a lot more dealers back in business.
Yeah.
And we love Main Street. That was originally opened by this developer. If you ever want to come here and just look around a casino,
They did a great job.
they did a fantastic job. You can even go to the hotel registration desk. They have all these artifacts from the trains. It's all about trains.
Yep.
And it's sort
The
of
brew pub they put in there originally was
Yep.
fantastic.
absolutely fantastic. And they have these like really special chandeliers and
You know, they
throughout
had
the
the
property.
2-up game, the Australian
The
game.
Australian
2-up,
game where the high seat, I know
Yeah.
it, that's what it was,
Two
where the
up.
guy would toss the coin,
2-up.
and I guess it became too expensive, not a lot, so they got rid of it.
It was pretty rowdy, man.
But it was
pretty cool.
rowdy. Everybody
Yeah.
would stand around.
Yeah,
It
it
played
was
out on the
great.
floor, and there was a guy in a high chair. I never played it myself, but I remember him tossing the coin, and everybody's around the outside. It was such a great experience. But they have, if you go to hotel registration, they have a little brochure that is like a guide to look around. As you're looking around Main Street, it'll tell you, what everything is, where the handrails came from, where the wood came from. Everything is literally from somewhere. It's its own little, and for free. It's like it's a museum with a casino in it kind of thing. I mean, it's fantastic.
Take a tour for free.
I mean, one of these days I got to do a podcast just on all the little crap I know about Vegas. Oh, strip clubs open yet, Steve-O? Yeah, slowly they are opening. They actually have a date. Some of them have kind of switched. So there's strip clubs that open with food. They have like menu items now. You go in, you can reserve a table.
The girls had the saran wrap
And the
stuff.
girls have the saran, whatever it is. All I know is when we passed by what used to be Cheetah's, it's now called the Library.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've renamed
Is that what my students are telling me? They're
Yeah, the
studying
library.
at the library.
Yeah, they're
I'm like,
studying
the
at the
library's
library.
closed. Sticky, you in on this?
Yeah,
Let's go.
it's
Oh
called the
my
library
God.
because there's librarians there. Because that's how it is.
You have to be really quiet.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of that going on, but the parking lot like filled up a week ago when they stopped the whole reservation thing. So I don't know what changed. My guess is they're serving food. I don't know what they're doing, but they're coming. They already have plans. Sapphire Day Club.
You ready
few of
for
them.
my library joke?
Ready to go.
So the guy comes up to the librarian and says, "I'll take a cheeseburger, French fries, and a Coke." And she says, "Sir, this is a library." He goes, "I'll take a cheeseburger, French fries, and a Coke."
Wow, that's a dad joke.
Come on,
Gotta
Really?
get you a dad hat.
Sticky. That's what I get.
Dad, sweetie. CGCQ honestly makes me want to get into dealing when I never really thought about it in the past. Always like playing, but you guys shown us the fun side of dealing. That's exactly right. Dealing is one of those things you make it what it is for you.
What's my 3 rules? Show up, have fun, be professional.
That's it.
If you're not having fun, nobody else around you's having fun.
Yep.
You got to bring the energy, man.
You have to be. You get paid for playing a game. You go home without any worries when you're a dealer.
You get 6 breaks a night.
6
They
breaks a
pay
night.
you to go on break,
They pay
and
you
they
to-
pay you to eat free food.
Yeah.
How do you beat that?
No.
Can you beat that?
Yeah. No. I couldn't
Anybody
have
in
done-
retail beat that?
Yeah. No.
Anybody in F&B beating that?
And the benefits in casinos are off the charts.
6 breaks a night,
Yep.
paid to go on break. You don't
Yeah.
clock out when you go on
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
You get paid to take a break, and you get paid to eat free food.
2 hours of breaks a night.
Oh my God!
I know, right?
Seriously?
Yeah. How is not every dealer just fat as
How
hell?
long's this game been in
I
town?
know. I know.
Jeez.
Dude, no, not long enough. That's the whole thing. All right, what do you got? Will I be Robert B? How you doing, sir? Will I be shunned for not wearing a tux at the CQ opening party?
Ooh,
Here's the thing.
The word's out.
We got all
Black
dressed up.
tie, baby.
It is black tie. Well, you'll figure it out. But so we had the tux on for Circa,
Oh yeah.
and they were real adamant. We actually called, hey, do we really? Because none of us had tuxes. Who the hell is a tux like on demand? And they're like, oh yeah, they you got to wear a tux.
I'm so glad I called you. You're like, no, just wear your
Yeah,
suit.
'cause I was like-
okay.
But we show up and there's like people in shorts.
Nah.
There was a guy literally in line wearing
let him
shorts.
in?
He was wearing like a tux top, like a fake tux top, and well, I'm sure he was a player, probably a big player.
He had to have a lot of steam.
Lot of steam, dude, because he's like, listen, I'm coming in my shorts,
Yeah.
and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, what are you gonna do? Imagine Kerry Packer. He's like, listen, you can come however you want. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no, I don't think we'll just have. We're gonna have fun. You know, me and Alex, we dress in jeans. Everyone comes and they expect us to be wearing like slacks and stuff. Like, Those are for the special times. Those are weddings and stuff. You know what I
Okay.
mean? We're pretty casual. All right, what else you got, sir? What else? Will casinos ever go back to full cruise on craps tables, or will electronics take over? Full cruise, 100%. Electronics or electronic slot department, full cruise. ETGs will never take over.
They'll be good, but they
Sure, there's going to be a lot of them.
you can't replace a crew.
You can't. That in-person dealer experience here in Vegas, at least.
But the guys that are out there, the ladies and gentlemen that are dealing, they have to understand that
Yeah.
they have to bring it every night.
They got to bring it. They got to have some personality. You got to be happy. This is a fun time. You can't bring them, misery. Yeah, you gotta be on point. You're acting. That's the thing.
You're
on stage. That was it. All right. What else? I think 2 more, and then we got to call it a day because it's cracker and pie time, dude. Crackers and pie. All right. What do you got? What opinion do you both have? Oh, that's gonna go on forever. Electronic table games. There's some I like. I'm not a big fan of bubble craps, but as much as all the investments that's gone, I think that here in Vegas, people love the live experience.
The Dynasty Baccarat's big.
That
Huge.
is big because a lot of
Huge.
people love playing the 2 hands.
Well, they like playing for $5 a hand.
Yeah, and $5. Yeah,
Yeah, they can grind all day.
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And they don't have to talk to nobody.
Yep.
The folks that play that, they really like that.
Yeah, and
I
that's the one
think
where the
that-
dealer deals it, but it displays out to all the.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
big.
expanding.
Yep.
But I think like our friends at Aruzi with the crap game,
Yeah.
that's going to be a tough hustle. I think they're going to be tough hustles.
Yeah.
Those the Baccarat is going to expand.
Mm.
Everything else, I think it's going to be a tough hustle.
I mean, first of all, that thing is $160,000 for the table. It's a pretty expensive thing, and the game really doesn't feel like craps. It feels like you're playing a slot machine, even though there's someone there with a stick. I'm not gonna, I like it for what it is, but it's not a crap table with a crew. All right, what do you got? All right, after this, one more. When Mike with Dice? When is the CQ grand opening? It's May 30th. And we'll have like a VIP party at some point. It's going to be a soft
29th.
opening. Oh, the grand opening is going to be, it won't be until July, much later when like we can fill up the place and really get excited. Oh, it's the 29th?
Yeah, because it's Saturday. That Alex texted me.
Oh, it's yeah. So 29th is a soft, we're calling it the flaccid opening.
the Charmin opening.
The Charmin opening, yeah. It's going to be a very soft
I'm
opening.
talking Charmin soft.
Charmin soft, yeah. We're just going to say hello, here's the doors. Have fun, kind of thing. We might have like some water,
Why not?
maybe filtered water. I mean, whatever we can do. All right, Scott really has to go here. He really has a flight. It's a 2-hour podcast already. Look at him. What else you got?
Give me a second.
All right. This has got to be the last one, Siggy. We got to go. Yeah, we love you all, but we also have families and flights to catch to Hawaii. And all right, good. All right, here, you got it? All right, Kyle Wilson, what property on this strip has your favorite chips?
Wow.
Favorite chips. Currently? What do you think? If you were to go collecting chips, where would you go?
Hard Rock's closed. They had all those
I know.
commemorative chips. That was the greatest of all time.
Well, that's true. You know my second
Who else
favorite?
is doing that?
Because the Boardwalk Casino, who I worked for, they had the clowns on check. So if you were collecting
Dude, we need a
clowns,
moment of silence for the boardwalk. It's been going so long.
Casino Bar Butterbean, he's still out there, or the Bean, or whatever the hell that guy's name was. He used to always be there too. He was a massive human being, by the way.
Chris Pally's was his name.
Was he?
Substitute teacher at my high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He used to work the buffet there. He used to sit there and not work the buffet live. but he was
Butterbean?
Butterbean.
Oh, I thought- yeah, no.
You're talking about someone else.
Somebody else, yeah.
Uh,
This was King Kong Bundy.
we had Fat Elvis too. You remember him? By the way,
Elvis?
that was his name. That's his stage name.
Fat Elvis at the Barbary Coast.
Yeah, I think he moved over at some point, but he was
Yeah.
at Boardwalk.
He's breaking hearts at the Barbary Coast every night.
Oh, is he at the Cromwell now?
Yeah.
So he
I don't know if he's still there.
he was a big human being. He had no front seats in his car. He would sit in the back seat to drive his car. It's a very interesting setup.
That's
and-
rolling.
Dude, he taught me about Fatburger. Has the king. He would say, "Listen, give me a king," and it had literally like 6 patties in it. It's just a massive thing that you used to eat. All right.
Chips. Who's got the chips?
I mean, I would veer towards like an Aria Cosmo.
Yeah, they were really nice.
I kind of like the wafers, the lighter checks. Planet Hollywood has had some.
When Texas was open, they had the speed checks.
Oh, really?
Speed checks are cool.
Texas
man.
Station?
Yeah.
You ran that place too?
I did.
I came across some. I used to work there.
Texas Station was full
1995
contact.
it opened.
That was full contact.
And
baby.
it really was full contact. That prop box would be literally 5 stacks of checks not every other come out roll, 5 stacks of checks. I came across a check from 1995, and as I was handing it out, it was a big greasy. The lady was like, is this for real? What do you guys do with these old checks? Apparently we don't do much with them, honey. This is for you. But anyways, he kept it as a collector's item. All right, I think we gotta go, my friend. We gotta sign off on this. Scott's gotta get on his plane. Gotta get some rest.
Yeah, I gotta get to the airport, man.
What?
Got a big load taken down, man.
Really?
Yeah, well, I'm moving down there, so I mean,
oh yeah,
bags fly free on Southwest, my friend.
Oh really? So you got a whole bunch of bags?
And I'm bringing 2 guys with me that are only bringing 1 bag each, so I'm coming strong.
You're coming strong.
You should have seen me
That's
on
the way to work
I'm
it.
standing on the scale holding the bags and like,
whatever you can get on you can take.
Oh my God!
Wow, fantastic.
It's got to be under 50 pounds.
Oh, under 50 pounds?
Yeah, so you get on the scale first, you take the count, see what you are, and then you pull the bag and then add 50, and it's like, oh gosh.
Really?
Yeah. You never do that?
No, I don't fly.
You don't fly?
I don't fly. I took one private flight not too long ago. Actually a while into Reno, and that was the last flight I took.
Dude, the pandemic did not keep me down.
Oh, really? You've been out going. All right.
I've been well known.
Well, thank you guys very much. We appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much, Scott,
always great to see you, buddy.
For being here and being such a great fan. And we're a fan as well. We love what you're doing over there at UNLV.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys out there. Thank you for your support.
Thank you a lot for your support. And we hope to see you here in Vegas, see you at the school, see you at Casino Quest. We look forward to all of that. So goodbye from our team and Alex and Scott and everybody here. Thank you so much. Till next time. Next Wednesday. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.